Hello, lovelies. How's everybody doing? I'm streaming on a very unusual day for me today. It is a Tuesday, but I'm over at the Friendalong on Pristine, and we've had some Nessies in the arena, so you get one of my Nessie loading screens for today. But let me turn that off because we are just catching, I think, the last fight, the tail end of fish slaps, which is a Friendalong tradition. So I think they're just stopping to heal up the contestants before they go and hit each other with fish again. So hello to everybody who is in chat. Hello Mimas, hello Madoon, hi Moomin, hello everybody else. And anyone who is lurking. Hello to those of you that are at the Friendalong with us in local. And those of you that perhaps are not. What? Does anybody know what they're fighting with? Is that smallmouth bass? We had a fishing competition earlier to catch smallmouth bass. Well, I tell you what, Madoon, if you want, you can demonstrate how fish slapping works for no points and no prizes later by slapping Ruffle in the face with... hang on, in fact, I've got fish in my hands. I've got a salmon right here that you could... In fact, you know what? That would tell me it is. Look at that. I've even got one in my hand. That's a smallmouth bass that they're currently slapping each other with. Alas, I don't have any fun ones like, you know, sail fins. But sometimes we get octopus and shark to slap each other with. And who won that one? Kuja. So the way that this one works is the hosts will hand fish to contestants who have to strip off all of their gear and put themselves on auto fight, and then they will randomly pick a spot that they are hoping to hit, and the first person to hit that spot on auto fight wins the round. So most of the rest of the contestants have put their clothes back on, or I think wandered off because we've had several rounds of fish slaps and we're just catching the end of them. But Tara's just volunteered to do a live demonstration. You can't slap me with your supreme fish, Madoon. You've got to treat it with more respect than that. Madoon fished up a supreme... What was it? Was it a catfish? Madoon's fished up a supreme something in a fishing competition yesterday, and I tried to bribe him with coin to get it off him, but he's not having any of it. But apparently he's willing to slap people with it, you know. So, so anyway. Oh, wait, have we got another fight? I thought that was the last one. Okay, we got one more. So, Tiki Tender and Smackdown are about to go and slap each other with fish, as per tradition. Smack and Tink. Yeah, hi Summer, how you doing? Supreme Slap might give more damage. I always wonder if after people take part in fish slaps for the first time, if anybody's ever tempted to go away and skill up weaponless fighting, or whatever it is. Is it weaponless fighting? Unarmed fighting? Something like that? Whatever it is that, technically speaking, fish slaps would use. What would it be? Well, yeah, weaponless fighting, I imagine. In fact, probably all of the weaponless fighting skill that I have got, or at least half of it is probably from fish slaps over the years, and the other half is from trying not to hit things that are hitting me while I'm taming them. You're getting sleepy. Wait, the impalongs make you tired, or the fish slaps make you tired? Because if you're getting tired from being hit about the head, then I think that's probably a sign that you should step back from fish slaps. Now I'm going to try and get you a good view without actually getting in their way, because they don't actually have boundaries in terms of where they can go. But generally speaking, try and maneuver around in front of the rugs. No, you're undefeated. Impalongs are tiring. They can be long. Just realised that I'm scrolled up in local as well, so I'm not even going to see when it's announced if I'm not careful. So you can see that they're doing a lot of smacking each other. Clearly just not in the right spot yet. So anyway, we're on day three. We're on day 3 of the Friendalong, which runs for another 2 days. And hopefully, if everything goes to plan, there's some games scheduled for this evening, and I will try and catch and maybe participate in some of them on stream, because several of them are Friendalong specials. Fish Slaps is one of them, which we're just catching the tail end of. We've got Lawn Darts in a little while, which is something that I always gleefully participate in if I can. Which involves throwing yourself off a very, very high tower and trying to die on the correct spot for points, for potential prizes. I think there's a horse race later as well. I won one of the horse races yesterday. I think that might be the first horse race that I've won at a Friendalong. And then a little bit later on, if I'm still around, if doing defensive, can you parry with a fish? If you had a fish in each hand, like, I don't know, could you shield bash with a fish? But I don't think there's any rules over which fighting stance you're using, actually. So I assume that everybody has whatever their default fighting stance is. The only rule is that you have to have auto fight turned on, so that the game is selecting places to hit for you to stop you just working your way around, all of the zones. What was I saying? So yeah, so Lawn Darts, we've got a horse race. We might stay streaming until Muffin Mayhem later, which is tug of war with a tiny little cheese muffin. But also I'm going to take a look around and just sort of show off the site a little bit, what's happening over in the imping building. You can probably hear all of the crafting and tinking and imping that's going on behind us, because that is a fairly constant sound. Ruffle won a horse race going full Godiva. Well, I did. Mine was like that as well. I'd stripped off almost everything I had. Given we know how much stuff I tend to carry, I had somehow successfully stripped my way down to, I think, about, I don't know, 12, 15 kilos or something. So currently I'm carrying 105, so I'm over my 100% speed limit. I'm not even carrying my several backpacks of books, I don't think. But I stripped down to, I don't know, 20, 30 kilos. And that was the horse race I won, so you know what? It pays to go naked. So I will, if I get a chance to, if I notice when it's happening in local fast enough, I'll volunteer for the horse race, because that's going to be quite a hard one to show you otherwise if I'm not in the horse race. But I'll give you a little bit of a tour of the buildings and the arena and the stuff that's going on here in general, in between those scheduled events as best I can. And we do have an arena over there. We had some GM shenanigans last night. Pomona showed up and wreaked absolute chaos. I don't know how many people she got killed in the end, but the death tabs were definitely stacking up. So I know that she got a fair few, and there have been corpses lying around everywhere. I don't think she's managed to get as many deaths as Lawn Darts, though. Lawn Darts always kind of takes the prize for player death. Sorry, toon death. The character toon death. Adam belongs. I'm a little bit disappointed that Greg didn't feature in this fight, because there's a named octopus called Greg. He doesn't have the best record, but he's sort of a bit of a fan favourite. What have you won here, Madoon? Have you won things yet? I won a skull wagon earlier, the much sought after skull wagon that we've all been like. When you take part in events at the Friendalong, for anybody who isn't familiar with it, you get tickets added into a pool to win a set of Drake hide. But you also, for most things, not for Lawn Darts, but for most of the other games, you also get a role on a prize table if you win under different categories. So you can choose from like decoration, offensive, defensive, skins, vehicles, and there've been some nice vehicles in the prize pool this year. So a lot of us have been rolling on the vehicles table. I've taken 2 ships home already. Actually, that's not true. I've taken 1 ship home, and I have won another ship, a little sailing boat, which I have just parked next to Siderial's dye shop, so I can consult her on dyes later. You've not won anything yet, Madoon? Well, there's still time. Maybe we need to help Madoon win some things. Yeah, there's been some treasure chests which I'll go and show you guys in a little bit once this fight finishes up. There were 6 riddles released to go for people to go and solve to try and find keys hidden all over the place. 4 of them have been found. I found one of them. I know Ruffle found one of them. And I think Bun found one of them. You did just win official. There you go, Madoon. You're about to get your first prize. But there's two clues left. So they have just concluded the last round of fish slaps, and I think they started fish slaps almost an hour ago, so they've been going for a while. Normally this is something I would be taking part in, but the timing just wasn't quite right for this one today. Which is a shame, because I promised Bun he could slap me with a tuna live on stream sometime, but I suppose we'll just have to save that for a treasure hunt. So let me just see what's happening local. I think they're about to do prize giving, because I think. Yeah, I think that was the last fight. So they're now going to do some prize rolls around this great prize hall. I tell you what, I'll go and do a little quick tour of the prize hall. I don't think it's anything to do with your dumb brain, Madoon. Like, the riddles are quite tricky, and like there are several places that I looked that would legit have been a good answer to some of those riddles where the keys weren't. And I think sometimes the ones that look deceptively easy are sometimes deceptively hard. So these wagons all along here, these have all been prize wagons won by various people. This one was not rare when Tantail won it. Myra then went and imped it rare. So Tantail got an upgrade on hers, and there've also been a variety of ships being won. One of mine is just down here somewhere, I think. There we go. The Drunken Flues is one of mine, but I've also won a Grapewood Corbeta. And then we've got the prize hall up here with lots and lots of other things on display as well, and I'll go and have a little look around that while Goldie is rolling for prizes in local for all of the people who just did fish slaps. So this is the sort of the grand prize hall. We've got some PMK tents, as well as the wagons outside. We've got a lot of nice sort of PMK banners and flags and tool banners on display. I have to say, this is one of my favorite tents of the more recent PMK tents. Like, I really like the dragon scale look in it. I think it's super fancy. So somebody has yet to win this tent. I actually have one of those. I bought mine off Moomix, I think. But we've got what else have we got? We've got a load of decorative stuff up here. Ooh, I like Gora's boots. It's weird to see somebody wearing nothing but boots. So we've got a variety of prizes and things up here. There are several of the lovely Merehaven die kits made by one of our best die makers, Sidereal, who has a shop set up, a little shop set up just over there by my boat, which we'll visit a little bit later. We've got chessboards. We've got some supreme and rare items. These are all donated by people or by the event organisers, so people have got fun stuff to win across the course of the event. And you know what? I was looking to see if there was any hot dog PMK stuff here earlier, because one of the unsolved clues is something around corny. And I was like, well, I mean, it's technically hot dogs, but could they mean corn dogs? I've gone looking for cornucopias. I've gone looking all around the cooking station because there is ears of corn on the shop sign. I went looking for any donkeys or mules named Corny, because that is a name in the pool for donkeys and mules. But I haven't managed to find it. And when somebody does, I'm dying to know where that key is for that particular riddle. So anyway, as you can see, there's a lot of fancy stuff up here. There's also a load of stuff that isn't necessarily, it may not all be out in view. Like, there's lots of enchanted items and tools and weapons, lots of decorative items and jewelry and things like that. And all of this is in a spreadsheet, so people can go and see quite easily what's been claimed, what's still available. I mean, look at these. We've even got like moon metal stuff here. Lots and lots of rares, all kinds of fancy things. Still loads of prizes to be won. So they're just starting to roll prizes. And Kuja's picking first, so we'll sort of half keep an eye on local. Maybe it would help if you knew the answers to the found riddles. Well, we can tell you some of those, Madoon. So I tell you what, while they're doing prizes, let's go and have a look at the riddles. It's a little bit dark at the moment, so I'm probably going to wait for the sun to come up before I give you a proper tour of the site, because it can be a little bit hard to keep track of. But this is the main imping building. There's Ruffle just hanging about in local. So we've got the priest area on the ground floor down here. On the middle floor, we've got cold crafts, so things like tailoring, leatherworking, carpentry, masonry, pottery, all of that kind of stuff. And then on the very top floor, that's where all the forges are. So that's where people are doing platesmithing and weaponsmithing, blacksmithing, jewelry smithing, all of that kind of stuff. Also, try and remind me, guys, I am trying to, because we're at a community event, make sure that, hello, hi Memesy, trying to make sure that I'm periodically posting in local, but because I'm doing it with me text, because I want people to know that they're on live stream, I also want it to not interfere with when they're trying to run games, so I need to be a little bit careful about when I do it. Hello. But people will come and go and log in and log out all the time across an event like this, so I'm trying to remember to sort of just periodically post a notice for anybody who hello Nook, for anybody who didn't catch the last time or has logged in since I last posted. So the so the things that we were talking about, the riddles, like there were 6 of them. 4 of them have now been taken down, and there are 2 remaining. So I can't remember which ones were which, but Ruffle solved one of the ones over here, and I think the riddle was something like where crimson meets white on brown, in brown on green. And I went looking at the lawn darts place first, because a lot of us throw ourselves off that very, very high tower and go splat on marble tiles below some of them. And there is some greenery around there. I went hunting, but actually Ruffle got this one first. She got the key for that one. And the answer to that one was actually over at the arena. And I did go looking around the arena, but evidently not as well as Ruffle, or possibly not before Ruffle. But the answer was the sort of crimson blood, white cotton in brown BSBs on green grass. So she found, I don't know on which side of the arena, she did tell me it might have been over that side, but she found a key essentially hidden by one of the BSBs around here. So that was one of the riddles that was already solved. What was Bun's one? Yen found one of them. I'm just trying to remember what the one was that Bun solved. The one that I solved, I think the riddle was something like, I'm dreaming of blue, no pink. So that one was over at the inn where you go to sleep and dream. The first place that I went was into the AFK lounge, where I thought people might be snoozing, because it is indeed blue and pink. And I searched this place top to bottom and I could not find it here. So then I went upstairs because I was like, maybe the floors are colour themed, and they are. So then I spent ages going around and round and round. Look, we've got a blue floor here. There's actually 2 blue floors. They're different shades of blue. We've got a blue floor here. We've got a pink floor above. And then if you keep going up, there's a dark blue floor up top. So I was wandering around, checking under all the rugs, like round all the flower pots, seeing if any of the doors would randomly open. They did not. And eventually I doubled back down to the lounge, looked a little bit harder, and deployed a sneaky trick to try and see if there was anything I could pick up that I couldn't see. And I found my key over here by the fireplace. So that's how I got that one. If I do manage to remember what Bun's one was, I will tell you, Madoon. But I can't remember what the other clues were, and if anybody else does remember, feel free to pop them in chat, and maybe we can figure out. Oh, I'm missing stuff that's been won. So somebody's just won a Hot Kingdom banner. Somebody's won a rare short bow. Is there another one before that? There was another Hot Kingdom banner. They're going to be at that for a little while. I know, Madoon, and actually a lot of the time, like, people looked in the right places, they just didn't actually find the specific thing. So I can't at the moment remember what the other two were. If I see Bun later, I will try and remember to ask Bun. But so we've got two left. We've got Iron Pounded by Iron, which at Friendalong is a fine thing. And we've got a corny hiding place, and that's the one that I was referring to, where I was looking at places where there are ears of corn. I couldn't find any farms, but places I have checked, I was looking for cornucopias, which was an item that we got. It was like a harvest festival kind of item. What was it? Was it for Halloween? I can't remember what it was. It was a special event item that we got sometime last year. I've gone looking at all of the donkeys and the mules to see if they've got any resident donkeys or mules called corny. I mean, it might be referring to a corner. Could just be tucked in a corner somewhere, but that's, there's an awful lot of corners in this place, so there's less to go on. And the last place, the place I was convinced that it must be when I saw it, was in this cooking area, because there are ears of corn on the signs. But I have checked all around the outside. I have checked all around the inside. I've gone looking on all of the shelves. I've gone looking in all of the forges. Cannot find it in here for the life of me. I swear I've looked in every pot and every jar. But if somebody does find it and it turns out to be in here, I am going to be both relieved and livid. And there's another sign there, again, with ears of corn on it. So, if anybody manages to do better than I even opened up all of like the pans and the saucepans and all sorts. I ran out of yellow potions, or I would have been chewing through yellow potions to try and get down into like pheasant mode so I could go and peek properly under these rugs. Pretty sure I checked in the walnut campfire. I did. But yes, so there's sort of passive solves over there for the riddles. Another Friendalong tradition is once a day, every day throughout the event, some tickets will be dropped into the bay. And by the bay, for reference, so we are here. We are right down on the south side of Pristine. And there are canals up into the bay here, and of course you can just sail right through here. So in a space about this large, once a day, tickets get dropped into the water across the bay, and you can turn in precisely one ticket for each day. And if you try and take more than that, Virus will personally load you into a catapult and shoot you off of Pristine, probably over to Chaos. There's a Dave. I took some Daves home yesterday. These were spawned right at the tail end of the arena, into an arena full of about 20 different kinds of mobs. Pom, in her infinite wisdom and mischief, threw some named roosters right into the middle of an arena full of things to watch the squishiest of us go running in with our ropes to try and hoik some out. And unfortunately, all of my worm clients crashed when I did that, and Esri died. But I still got some home. So yeah, this bay, which stretches up as far as that bridge, basically, and all the way round to the far side, will have some tickets dropped in it, and people go out sailing or swimming in some cases to try and locate dropped diving for drake tickets. And you can submit one ticket for each day that's dropped, so they're inscribed. And that also puts you extra chances into the pool to win a set of drake hide. So those are some of the passive things running. As you can see, we've got a gigantic inn here. All of the rooms are pre-booked. We've got a game hall over here, so people have been playing checkers and chess and the like. Up over this far side, what else are we? Oh, they've got some problems with their prize sheet. So they're currently picking off the decor sheet. So over here you've got the bleachers where you can sit in splash range if you want to, if you're not taking part in lawn darts. But if you are taking part in lawn darts, you go running all the way up there, climb this tower, and then the object of the game is to throw yourself off the top and try to hit a particular tile. And we've got lawn darts coming up shortly, so I'll go and show you whilst I can do it without being in the way. the kind of the grids that you're trying to hit. It's randomized each time we play. So it's a different square each time. Some are easier to hit, some are slightly harder. But so they will call out, randomize a particular tile. So the last time they played it, clearly it was this tile that they were trying to hit. So you throw yourself off the top and you're aiming to land in this square. You get a ticket. If you successfully land in the square, you get a ticket. If you die, and if you manage to die on the right square, you actually get 3 tickets in total. So some people survive. Generally speaking, if you land on a hedge or a fence, you don't take sufficient damage to die. If you manage to land flat on a tile, that is usually a death sentence. So this is the lawn darts grid, and we're going to be playing lawn darts in a little while, and then you can see what it looks like from all the way up there. And we've got a graveyard next door because you don't want to have to carry your corpses terribly far. I managed to kill myself on the correct square for 3 tickets just the other day, so there you go. There's my first gravestone at the Friendalong, even though I have actually died here for lawn darts before. I don't think I've handed over a corpse before, so they've now got a gravestone for me. We've got some horse races a little bit later today. So they provide the horses so that you don't have a horse that's got, an edge over the others. None of these horses are ebony, and they've all got the same gear, the same speed traits and things. So up to 10 people can join a horse race. And the horse race track takes you basically all around the entire bay. The space that you would go searching within if you were looking for diving for drake. So the horse race track takes us off in this direction all the way around the bay and then back over the Dragon Collar Bridge over here, which is this bright bridge. You died, Madoon, but you were already on 25% health. You prefer a sheep or a cow or a bison over a chook? Well, you can't always have it that way. I mean, I love chooks, and to be honest, the chooks keel over so fast. I'm always excited when they spawn us a chook. But there may yet be a kind GM who comes and spawns us some other kinds of fluffy passives. Let's just see where they're at with the prize giving. So Tiki Tinder's rolling on offensive, I think. Wait. Why is that showing us on the decoration? Anyway, Tiki Tinder's won a rare short sword. And I think there's still a few more prizes to do there. And Muffin Mayhem is the other one, which is there's a little Muffin Mayhem arena up here, but effectively it's with teams usually of 2, and it's sort of like a game of tug-of-war, but with a teeny tiny little muffin trying to push, pull, tug, and get it over a line, team versus team. So depending on how close to schedule they run, sometimes things don't run quite on time. They're like get delayed or games overrun. But we may still be around on stream by the time that they do Muffin Mayhem later. So I will come and show that if they do. So that's a little bit of a kind of an overview. There are also there's been as I said checkers and chess competitions running across the event. In fact, I won a game of checkers earlier and won a shiny prize for that. There's also been things like musical chairs, which I have not participated in. We've got a nice little restaurant area over here with free food. The lovely Red Dragon, who I think might still be off on his lunch at the moment, has rocked up with his booze and wagon over in the inn. So if he logs on a little bit later, we'll go and give him a visit, because he is a staple feature of most community events. And it's always really nice to have him there, setting up a little bar and giving away food and drink to the various Impalongers. And then over here in the corner, I don't think we've got Sid on at the moment, but Sidereal has set up a little dye shop over here, so you can come and consult Sid and buy lovely dyes from her and ask her advice on things like dyeing your lamps, dyeing your clothes, dyeing your ships, things that you've won. She also sells transmutation fluids. But this is actually Sidereal's home server, so her deed, Merehaven, which Ruffle and I visited on stream, on our last stream. For those of you that were watching that one, Merehaven is just over there somewhere. So that's where Sidereal's workshop is. Hey Tantail, how you doing? But she's got a nice little concession stand set up here, as she tries to at most events, I think. So I'm going to ask her for some advice about my lovely boat, which I have got, which is a sort of, it's hard to see in this light because we've got a Rite of Death active at the moment, which is giving us very grey skies. But it's sort of like a pinky red colour, this, and it's got a green sail, and it's maybe a little bit too Christmassy for me, so I think I maybe want to change the green sail for something else, but I haven't decided what. And I've got my couple of gnars here, which I have at every Impalong, full of creature cages, so that I can go scurrying home with creatures that may get spawned in the arena by GMs. I don't know. I would assume that she's probably selling transmutation liquid, because Sid does it as part of her offer in general. I was just mousing over, but I didn't actually go specifically looking. So these are all colours for the dye works. I don't know, but I'm sure even if she hasn't got some here, Sid lives super close by, so I'm sure that she could sort you out with some Pomona carrot. I don't know if that's new or if I've just never noticed that before, but I like that there's now a pom carrot colour. You need 63 tiles worth. Oh my god. Oh. You dyed your sail last night. What colour did you go with, Tantail? How are they doing on the prizes? Ah, Saber's offensive. Oh, I see. We're just discussing. I think there's something messed up with the prize sheets. So they're just making sure that people got rolled in the category that they actually wanted. The sun's coming up a little bit though, and it is going to get a bit brighter. But let's go and have a look around the buildings while we can, because they're going to start kicking off more events soon. Oh, and I didn't mention there's also been fishing competitions, which I have failed miserably in. I missed the first one entirely that happened when I was online. You still need to load your wagon. Well, there's tricks to it, Tantail, so I might be able to help you if you've got a gnar with you. It's only really tricks if you've got creature cages in there. So for anybody who doesn't know, if you've got a gnar with 4 creature cages in and other things besides, the game doesn't like you loading a wagon with the creature cages are in there first. But if you unload your creature cages, then load your wagon, then load your cages back in, it all fits. So just if anybody's trying to fit their way around creature cages and trying to work out where they can't fit a wagon in, there's an order to it, and I have no idea why, but that trick works. But yeah, the first time they were doing fishing in local, I missed it entirely. The second time they announced it, I had got my fishing rod, and then it started, and then I was like, oh. Like, for anybody, fishing in Worm is now quite convoluted. It didn't used to be. But I had my fishing rod, and then I went to go and start fishing, and I realised that my line had snapped the last time I was fishing, so I didn't have a line. So I went and mailed myself a line super fast, because you get a 20-minute window in which to fish to try and catch the highest quality of a certain kind of fish that they decide. So I went and mailed myself a line from home. That took like 3-4 minutes. So I got my line, put it on, and then I was like, crap, I haven't actually got like a hook on my line. So I had to log my tune back at Brambleheim. This was a comedy of errors. I had to log my tune back in, sent myself a hook and a bait. I remembered both of those things, mailed them to me, which was another like 4 minutes. And then I forgot about a float, and you can't fish without a float. So I spent the first one that I tried to take part in. I had only just finished assembling all of my tackle by the time the 20 minutes was up. I had originally tried to mail myself my lovely tackle box here, except because it is full of stuff, I dropped it in a mailbox to send to myself, and it was going to cost me 5 silvers, and I was like, sod that for a game of soldiers. So instead, I had one of my toons sail it back to me. You're only just getting used to fishing. Oh, I'm sure Jack doesn't mind. You need to pin Myra down to find out where the nearest lake is. So the last one that they picked, for example, smallmouth bass, that's a lake fish, but you can also get it in the sea. And I don't know if there are any that are lake exclusive, but I pulled 3 smallmouth bass out of the sea for the last one, but not very good quality because my fishing skill is not great. But at least this time I had all of the stuff in place, so I was fishing with the right things in the right place. So now I'm carrying around all of my fishing gear, and my tackle box weighs like 10 kilos. This is why I'm overweight at the moment, guys. Yeah, I remember old fishing as well, Tantail. I used to find it quite a chill time, just sitting on the end of my pier at the end of the day, just doing a little bit of passive fishing. It is a lot less passive now. Looks like somebody maybe just won another Merehaven die set. Let's have a look. Oh, no, okay. So, oh, wow. The sheet's really messed up. Somebody rolled on vehicles and got a black bear helm. I'm sure they're fixing that. But there have been some really, really lovely prizes being given out, and there are still loads more prizes to go. So you have no idea if the biomes matter. I don't. Well, I suppose it depends what you mean by biomes. So on Wormpedia, under every single fish, it will tell you the kinds of places you can find them and at what depth. So, for example, for the last fishing one, smallmouth bass is what we were looking for. And those can be found in lakes or in the sea up to 60 dirts deep. So I was going and fishing in the shallow end of some of these boat parking areas, because off the deep end they're like 75, 80 dirts down, but in the shallower end they're sort of 30, 40 going down to 60. I don't know if it matters for the regular small fish, but if you're taking part in a competition with limited time and you can find somewhere of the right depth, you might as well. So for the smallmouth bass, I was fishing just off here because that wanted lake or sea up to 60 tiles depth. And these, if you look down with a shovel equipped, these are 42 down. So I was fishing sort of on this spot in the middle here, and I got three in the time. I also got quite a lot of salmon, which is why I'm now carrying salmon about, as you do. I mean, I've got other ridiculous stuff in my boat. I've also got some large octopuses, and I killed a traitor champion shark on Exodus this morning. So time for you to have a snoop. A snoop where, Tantail? A snoop or a snooze? So I brought my traitor champion. I don't think she was it. I'm sure it was a traitor champion shark, but I have to say the corpse only shows as traitor, not as champion. But there you go, it's up there, because what's an arena if it's not displaying corpses? And there may be some more GM shenanigans later. It's unlikely that we'll catch them on stream because they tend to happen sort of a bit later into the evening than I'm going to be streaming. But when they do, what we get is this space here just rammed full of offensive mobs and a lot of people dying and GMs cackling and having a whole lot of fun with it. And in fact, my faux priest, Eshery, is pretty much permanently logged in over here, just watching and listening for signs of GM spawning in the arena, because this is where a lot of the creatures for my wildlife park come from. Snoop, logged in, got your Tantail. Gotcha. So that's the arena, and the only space now that I think we haven't looked at is the Impelong building, now that the sun has come up a little bit. Not that you'd know it with that grey sky. We'll go and have a look at the Imping building, and I'll give you a quick tour of that for anybody who isn't here or isn't going to get here. Oh, so Taranel's just won a rare pie dish. Nice. Well, you're a cook, Taro, so... I mean, more of a beverages maker these days, perhaps, but also into your cooking, so that's a nice one. Can I applaud from here? I might be too far. I don't know why there is a distance limit on applause, but I can throw snowballs at somebody from literally halfway across the server. Now the marble ball's in the way. Third time lucky. There we go. So I tell you what, I think was that the last prize, or are there more? I see you, Nook. You're busy staring at the pretty blue carpet. Well, you could examine it, note down the colours, and go and give Sid a list of target RGB values. I know, it's kind of patronizing, isn't it, Tantel? Like, kind of the applause in game when you applaud somebody. It's like, well done. And it always sounds a little bit kind of like, good job, well done. Who have we got? Oh, Zagora's just won Crusaders Kingdom banner. That's nice. So that's one of the black and white ones. She's just picked it up, so I can't actually show you. That's a nice PMK banner. But if I applaud again, you'll see what I mean.
Well done.
It just sounds ever so slightly, sort of patronizing, but it's the only applause we've got, so you know what, just have to make do. Don't know if it's something we can make, or a large flower carpet. You can make it. So you can make all of the carpets. There are no carpet skins in game, so all of the carpets are now dyeable. And when they introduced dyeable carpets, what we used to have is these yellow ones. We used to have the yellow, the red, and the blue. And these were just the standard carpets and couldn't be redyed. These can now also be redyed, so you can still make these ones, but you can dye them other colours, but also we can make a bunch of others besides. So this is just one of the large colourful carpets, i.e. one of those, but with its 2 dye zones, dyed in different colours. And then this is one of the newer carpets that they added in. Again, they've all got 2 dye zones, so you can sort of mix and match and try different things out. And generally speaking, they will all have sort of like a main dye zone and a trim dye zone. The trim's not always as obvious as I would like when you're looking at a blank carpet and deciding what to do, so sometimes you have to do a little bit of experimentation. But we can also put them on the walls, like sort of like tapestries, or I don't know, upholstered walls. So you can see there's some of the dye zones just by mousing over these and seeing what carpets they're actually on. Yeah. Well, if you missed when it was introduced, I'm not surprised you were not sure. But for anybody who doesn't know, any item like this, you can just examine it with whatever your hotkey is, or using the examine, and it will tell you the colours on it. And importantly, it will log it in your event as well, so you can go back and search for it later if you need to. So if you see something like this where you're like, I really want those colours, you can note down the RGB values, go and take them to the lovely Sid, and see if she can knock you up a batch. And if you tell her what you want to dye with it as well, she'll make sure that she's making you enough dye for your purposes. So anyway, I got distracted. And in fact, there's Tantail right there. Hi, Tantail. So the imping building downstairs is where all of the enchanting happens. So if any of you are not here yet or haven't been to one of these before and don't know how it works, let's give Goldie a wave now that she's done doing her prize giving. And Goldie says it's almost time for lawn darts, so make sure I don't miss it when she tells us to go running up there. I think it's going to be in a few minutes. So items for enchanting get put into these large storage units depending on the enchant that you want. Strongly advise getting your stuff imped up to at least quality 70 or above first, to significantly reduce the chance of them getting shattered. But shattering is always a risk when you get stuff enchanted, so don't put anything in for enchanting that you are not willing to accept the quite small risk that you might lose. Hello, Calvert. You're gonna watch me throw myself off the top with lawn darts. Well, it's gonna be any minute. It was supposed to be running now, but they have literally only just finished handing out prizes, so I imagine that Goldie's going to want to take a breather for a minute or two. Are you just following me around, Nook? There's a flower pot just trailing me around. So on this middle floor, this is what I said were the cold crafts, i.e. the ones that don't require forges. So items to be put in for imping go into these large containers and racks and things up here, and there are public supplies provided for all impers to be imping stuff. And then up on the top floor, that's where you've got your hot crafts. You're going to watch. I mean, if you want, Calvert, I could certainly summon you all the way over to Pristine from Exodus, and you too could throw yourself off that very high tower up there. Forlorn Darts, I know how much you love heights. See, Tantel says as well, you could watch from here if you wanted. So up here on the top floor, this is where you would put stuff in forges for imping, for sort of armor, weaponry, tools, that kind of stuff. Important point for anybody who doesn't know this, several things that you think are tools are not tools. So when you're dropping your items off, really important, wherever you drop them, make sure you've got your full toon name on them. There are rules about how many items you can drop so that volunteers don't feel like you're taking the piss. All of those rules are available on the forum post, which actually I will find and post. Just making sure. Gildy's inviting me to come and watch from the bleachers. So I'm saying if she lets me go, sort of like second, we can watch somebody go ahead of me, and then when I go down, I can watch the rest from the bleachers. You might get to watch me die on stream. But just as I was saying, blacksmithing stuff, there are several items which do not go in blacksmithing, they go in weaponsmithing, and that is a butchering knife, a carving knife, a sickle, a scythe. I feel like there might be another one. I don't know. Nothing's gonna spoil you having your beer. Scooter, you're about to hop to Pristine. Oh, I can do you a summon, yeah. So that's what's going on up there. But I don't want to hold them up for lawn darts. So yeah, if you drop your stuff in for imping, just remember to double check for the blacksmithing items. Some of those items that we use as tools require weaponsmithing skill to imp, and they need to go in the weaponsmithing forges, because otherwise you will get blacksmiths wondering why the hell they are not managing to imp up the stuff you've dropped in, or you'll just get somebody in local politely telling you to put your stuff in the right place. Now I'm just running Crim over, but I'm also going to run my priest Eshri over in the background, because she is going to need to be on standby in case I die, which of course we are trying to do, to summon me back so that I can then show you the rest of them from the bleachers. And Scooter, if you shout when you've crossed over, Eshri can also give you a summon straight to the bloody bleachers where you can watch Lawn Darts, which is about to kick off. So we're making our way up the very long walk up here, and then we're going to go round and round and round and up the tower, so that we can take part in Lawn Darts. Nook's trying to fall on me. I do have full pockets, but you know what? And also I haven't drunk or eaten anything in a little while, which was pretty poor of me, huh? I don't know if I've got anything left, have I? Oh, I've still got some. There you go, I have a little lettuce pasty. I see Nook's no longer a flower pot. Yeah, I'm not so worried about taking all of my stuff off for this, but when we do the horse race, I am going to have to hurriedly offload a load of my stuff, because speed is of the essence then. But for Lawn Darts, yeah, I'm probably all right with my pockets full of stuff. It's not like it takes damage when I die, only me. So we're gonna go climbing up here, and we're gonna go see. There you go, Virus is just telling people the prizes. So like I said earlier, you get 1 ticket if you hit the target, 1 ticket if you die, and if you manage to both hit the target and die, you get a bonus ticket, so 3 in total. And just down there is that's the target range, but we've got to go up there first. Also, I did not drink enough water, so let me just drink some more. Okay. Probably should have, let the rest of my stamina come back, but it's fine, it's fine. It's fine. We'll just huff and puff our way to the top. It is a long climb. Oh, and that must be a Nessie from yesterday's arena with your big snack. So there we go. But I was slow coming up, so I might actually have to go last rather than watching from the bleachers. But just to give you a peek, just so you can sort of see that if I go into third person, you'll see better. That down there, that's the grid. They're going to roll to pick a random spot and put a nice big yellow carpet in it so that we can see. Also, because it's been a little while, let's just tell people in local in case anybody has come and joined us since. So once they pick a spot and we know what we're aiming for, I might revise my my decision about whether or not I need to take some of my gear off. But I'm sure we'll be fine. We'll be fine. You just kind of got to aim on the way down. And oh crap! I forgot that I was AFK running Eschery. Okay, you're on Pristine Scooter. Right, Eschery's going to summon Scooter over. So I'm summoning now. Shouldn't the carpet be red by now? Nook says. No, yeah, no floors, no floors under the stairs. No, you just go round and round and round. Hello, Taro. I see you've got your horrific mask on, as always. The faceless mask is genuinely a thing of nightmares. No. Just making sure that I'm not missing anything too much in local, and I need to. There we go. Right, Scooter, your summon's coming in now. So there we go.
Yes.
Scooter's just appeared. Thank you for the follow, Achilles. So we've just summoned Scooter downstairs, down by the bleachers area, and I'm gonna just. There's Eschery down there. I'm gonna just climb her up onto the bleachers, so that if I die here, she can summon me back, so we can watch the rest of them go. So let's just get her into position, and also pop a gem because even if. Maybe I'll keep her downstairs because even if she doesn't need to summon me, sometimes people fall and they end up mostly dead, which doesn't get them a ticket but does get them bleeding out. And sometimes you need a healer on hand to help out. So I'm just gonna pop a gem on Eschery so that she's ready to summon or heal again if she needs to. Like. Let's have one of those. That's close enough. They're giving advice, so as Virus says, being lighter can help, like for tiles that are further away, potentially. But as we know, I'm not even at 100% of my speed, so I currently have got like 104 kilos on me, and my 100% speed limit would be at 96. So I know Tantail fences get in the way of all kinds of emotes. So frustrating. Just horribly disfigured medic.
What's
Right.
that you say? Slap Calvert? Oh, go on then.
I can't believe you slapped yourself. No, I can't, but I'll just save it up for later. I'm not above porting all the way back to Exodus to give you a slap. So I don't know if I don't think they've locked the gate yet. I think we're just waiting for the last few people to come join. So we all line up and then we get to go for our death. What I might do is try and keep a note of where I am in the line. Well, we know I'm ahead of Taro, but I might go and peer over so that we can actually watch people go because it is quite fun, but it is also quite fast. So we've got 2 minutes left before they're kicking off lawn darts. Put your bets in now. Am I going to die a second time? The worst bit for me about dying, as those of you that have seen some of my streams recently will know, is resorting my inventory afterwards. And I have now handed off about half of my skins to Eschery so that if either Eschery or Crim dies, We'll wing it. So that if Eshri or Crim dies, neither of them will then have more than 100 items in their inventory, because skins are death kept. And because you can have over 100 of them if you've got them in satchels, what happens is when you die, all the death kept items end up in your inventory, but the satchels don't. And then you end up in a really sticky situation where your inventory is over capacity, so you can't pick up your corpse or any of the stuff on it. So I've now handed off half my skins to Eshri, so we've got an even distribution between us, and neither of us end up with more than 100 items in our inventories when we die, which is just as well, because Eshri died in the arena yesterday, and Crim died at Lawn Darts either yesterday or the day before. I can't actually remember now. I think it was yesterday. Might have been Sunday. You've already grabbed a free archaeology needle off someone. Dying is good stream content. It is, Moomin.
Hello, how are you?
Okay, so they're just picking. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to tell these guys in local. Tell them I'm going to be running around to peek down at the splatters. So Virus has just rolled 30 is going to be right on one of the extremes, I think. So look at me still carrying my salmon. So I hope we're not throwing. We're not aiming for the horse, are we? Tell me we're not aiming for the horse. No, there we go. Okay, so that's the spot we're aiming for. That's actually a pretty easy one, because it's close to the side that you are jumping off. Hopefully that should be an easy one to hit. We might get somebody landing on the building, go and splat there. Probably the hardest space to hit, because you jump from the far end. But the further over to this way they are, the harder they are to hit. And also sometimes, like, the ones closest to you can be a little bit tricky to hit, because it's quite easy to overshoot. But that one is quite an easy target, so hopefully we should see a lot of people managing to make it down onto the target. So just going to keep an eye on local, wait for the first person to go, and I will show you the view. Often where you see them, like where you see the blood spurt and where you see them spatter, particularly if you're watching from below, isn't actually where they've landed. You often see them appear to die almost like halfway down, almost like they bounce off the slope. But where their corpse lands, that's what's counted. Because what you see as the toon in first person and what you see when you are watching somebody else do it, you'll see that it looks like you die in different places, whether it's you dying or whether you're observing someone else. So where the corpse lands is that's the real test as to whether or not you made it. I'm really nervous the fact that Goldie's still there with her horse. Like, I don't want to throw myself down on a horse. So Virus is going to call people up one at a time, and they're going to attempt to hit that tile. Some people take a run up. Some people like to just sort of just sidle off the side. Important thing to know if you've never done this before, so first person going is going to be Tiki. You can somewhat maneuver yourself in the air. Oh God, there she goes. Nope. I think she landed. Well, she must have landed there. You see, it looks like you see her bounce across several, but the fact that she's landed in this one and she's injured but not dead, so she didn't quite make the tile, and nor did she die. Like I say, it's quite hard to see them go. But in third person, you can sort of, especially if I close that window, in third person, you can sort of see them drop. Are you feeling queasy yet, Calvert, with that view? You keep undershooting because you think you're on target, but you have to keep moving. Yeah, you keep maneuvering in the air as you go. The further you fall, the more space you have to maneuver, but it is still a little bit tricky. Eshri's ready to help. Wait, did I just miss another one? Oh no, I missed one. Who just died? Memesy! Oh, Memers, you died! Well, you get a ticket. Did you die? I didn't see where you fell. Did you fall? Oh, Mima's missed, but Mima's did die. So that's a ticket for Mima's. Let me just have a look on Eshri. Okay, no, Tiki's been healed. Good. Because I'm sort of, although I've got Eshri there, I am kind of only half keeping an eye. I don't want to accidentally butt in, so I need to make sure I don't end up at the front of the queue because I don't want to butt in front of these guys. Right, so Jeff's about to go. If I turn this off, maybe we can get him all the way down. Oh, look at the blood splatter. No, Jeff missed by 1 row, 1 tile, but Jeff did die. So that's a ticket for Jeff. Whew. Hello, Myra. How you doing? Oh, you have got an unstable connection. Hang on. Let me see if there's something I can do about that. Yeah, it is showing as unstable my side. Sorry, guys. Let me just see if I can do anything to fix that. Tell you what, I'm going to keep my thing. I'm keep that pointed down there just so you can see people full-ish, kind of, sort of, while I go and have a look and see if there's something that I can do to try and stabilize that a little bit. So let's first of all look at what we can do here. Okay, let's try that. Oh, somebody else has just missed as well. You know what? I said that this was going to be an easy target, but I don't know if anybody has anybody actually made it on the target yet? We've got a lot of deaths, but I don't know that we've had anybody on the target yet. So that was Carlison. Let me just get back into position and try not to walk into anybody with my fish. Who have we got up next? Ah, Tantail, you're next. Right, well, we got to watch Tantail go. Come on, Tantail, you can do it. Oh! No, Tantail survived. Not a scratch on her. Oh, wait, no, no, that's Jeff. Wait, Tantail, where did you... Tantail survived, but I think Tantail is stuck in a hedge. Ah, Tan. You're getting some nice Crim freezes. Oh, bugger off. Right, 1 second, guys. Let me just... Hang on. Right. Back with you. You just got Tantailed. Let me just get out of the way of these guys and back into my position now that we've moved along. But I can see that that's still showing as unstable, so just bear with me while I try and do some more tweaking, see if I can do anything to fix that. There is somebody else there, I think, who's doing heals, because I've just seen Tantail's asking for him. Come on, why are you so unstable? Oh, is that Nook? That's Nook that's about to go. Yeah, clearly it's not an easy one, Mimas. So I'm just waiting for Nook to go jump. Nope. Is he gonna go? No regrets, he says. Oh, well, he died. God, has nobody hit the target yet? Oh. Also, clearly, whatever I'm doing is not fixing that. So let me try one more thing. Let's try that. Logging Eshery off might help, but I'm reluctant to do it till I jump because sod's law, I'm going to need her. So let's see how we go. Woo! Here goes another one. I think they hit the tile. So that was JD Man. They did in fact land on the tile, but they did not die. Okay, now it's showing as excellent for me. So those of you that it's still being funny for, try refreshing and see if the stream catches up for you. Because with any luck, that last bit I did might have done it. I can see that you guys are on really quite a big delay relative, like, compared to me. So maybe just try refresh, but also let me know how the quality looks. Who was that jumping? Was that Red Dragon? I just saw Red. Oh no, Red Ridge. So Red Ridge, oh, I think Red Ridge is the first one to get a triple point. There you go. Red Ridge made it onto the tile and died, and I missed it. I'm so sorry, guys. So Tantail, did it when you unstuck, when you destuck? Did they give you it for landing on the tile because you were on the fence? Did they err on the side of caution? Did they let you get the ticket as you got stuck there? Ooh, spoilers. Oh crap! I'm up, guys. All right. So having said that was an easy one, I'm now going to cock it up as well. Because we've just watched a whole lot of other people miss it. So those of you that are watching in local and not on a delay, you're probably going to get to see before the people on stream do, and I'm very sorry about that. But right, just going to line myself up with my salmon in hand. I'm really worried about landing on Goldie's horse, but I think we're just going to have to go for it. Spoilers for you because the stream's about 2.5 minutes behind. Okay, well, you're going to get spoilers because you're going to hear it from me whether I land or not. So, right, let's go. Let's do it. Oh, you know what? I should have. I'm stuck on a hedge. I should have dropped some of my stuff because, hang on, let me just, will it let me, whoops, wrong one, stuck. Need to be firmly on the ground. Woo! That was exciting. So the game has actually just crashed on me. But I got stuck on a hedge, I was not quite dead, and I did not hit the tile. Because I was carrying too much stuff and I couldn't maneuver far enough. And that kind of makes me wonder how many of the other people who were not getting quite far enough across maybe just couldn't move far enough. You've just screenied me. Right. Let's just log Crim back on and hope that she is no longer stuck when she does come back. So you're going to get us back any second. Hopefully. Oh, I am quite injured. Oh, Taro, I missed you jumping. I take it you did not make it either, or did you? Are you here to collect a corpse? So I'm going to go and get healed up by my priest because let's see what I've broken. What have we? Oh, my legs! Look at that! Look at that! 91 damage. Yikes! So that's what we've got Eshri here for. So before that
Hello,
worsens,
how are you?
let's just get me healed. Oh! In fact, somebody's already healing me. It's good of them. But Ash is going to as well. Oh my... Oh, and Big Dragon's also healing me, and then Ash has done the rest. So, has the last person now jumped, or is there one left? Is that everybody now? I think it might have been. There was only a couple of people behind me, right? I can't see anybody else lined up. Also, Snake's in a really weird place. So, as far as I saw, one person got the triple score. Was it 2? Was it 1? Oh. I missed you landing it perfectly, Madine. Ah, well done. So the stream does not lag when you don't have worm up. On the plus side, it looks like, I mean, it's still showing as an excellent connection for me, so hopefully you guys now aren't getting any more instability. You were pretty crushed too. So there you go. Take a lesson from me for next time. I think actually it is partly about carry weight, but actually I think one of the big penalties for me was this bit was actually not being at my 100% speed, so I couldn't get quite the run up that I wanted, and I couldn't move as far as I wanted through the air. I don't think we can get up there when they are not doing lawn darts, because I think they lock the gates. Otherwise, I would be tempted to run up again, drop all my stuff, and show you. But that's what we've just leapt off of, and there's going to be some more lawn darts happening across the course of the event. So if that looked like fun to you to take part in, you can come and take part in another round of lawn darts. And if that looks fun but you don't want to be doing it yourself, you can come and watch from the bleachers. One what Tantail? One person who got the triple. Look at all these corpses. I didn't look at what I was on. I think I was on I must have been on like 90 something, right? But I've managed to make one all the way over here before, but I think I had stripped off and dropped a whole lot of stuff. But it's good fun. You should try it, even if, maybe especially if you're afraid of heights. So let's just run Eshri back. I think somebody else has been diligently healing. So Eshri shouldn't be needed for heals for stuff. But I tell you what I am going to do. I'm going to hand off a load of my stuff to Eshri because I think we've got horse races coming up soon-ish. And maybe rather than panicking to try and offload my stuff in time, I should just strip off now and give her some of my things. So we haven't got any fishing scheduled for a while, I don't think. So I can safely give her all my fishing stuff. I'm not currently carrying my books to imp, so I don't need my imping string. And if we've got horse races coming up, you think there was one triple Tantail? Yeah, that's what I thought as well. I'm going to strip off all my stuff as well, because for horse racing, you want to be as light as possible. So, do I want to drop that 4 kilos of stuff? That can stay. Am I likely to need my tool belt? I hate taking stuff out of my tool belt, but I'm tempted to just take my halter rope off and then unequip my entire tool belt and give that to Estuary as well. I probably shouldn't be carrying 4 kilos of salmon. So maybe we'll take that one off too. Right, I'm going to have to give this to Estuary in a couple of goes though. So everything but the halter rope. Let's how much have we got in treasure? Not that much. That can stay. But my tools category weighs like 30 kilos. So let's just whoop. I hope I'm not going to need to do any imping. You want to see Calvert try lawn darts? No, he says. No. I would like to see Calvert try lawn darts as well. But in the meantime, I suppose you could always go and watch him throwing himself off Dragonfang again. Right. Now, what do I weigh now? I'm down to 42, so I can go less than that. So let's also drop... don't really need... Oh, I have got some affinity booze with me. And I've got more yellow potions. I was looking for those. So let's give him a healing stuff, because probably don't need all of that. I'm also carrying 4 kilos of cotton, which probably isn't helping. And sod it, let's just give her all of this. We don't need it. We don't need it, precious. I'm just going to run around naked. I really hope it is the horse races coming up next. I don't know if they've announced. Because if instead it's something else, then I'm just going to be naked for something else. There we go. Right, what are we on now? Look at that. 20.9 kilos. Never seen me weigh so little. I've given him my bloody diamond staff as well. I don't know why that, of all things, I decided to hang on to. I am going to keep my weapon because I might need it. Obviously, I need my halter rope because I'm going to be... I need it to get a horse. If you can have my coin purse, I don't exactly need my coins with me on the... No, you know what? I will keep that because at some point I'm going to go find red, and I like to tip when I see red. So let's just...
wares, if you have coins.
Let's just very slowly walk Estuary somewhere useful. And we need to keep an eye out in local for when they announce the horse races. So they recorded 13 tickets for that one. So there were a lot of deaths. Like that's a higher proportion of deaths than we usually get, in fairness. There's Ash still auto-walking. Let's just move her along a little bit so she doesn't end up auto-walking stuck under some stairs. So when we do horse races in a little bit, these are the horses here. And I need to keep an eye on local to make sure that when they announce it, I say that I'm in time to be one of the 10 racing so that I can actually show you the horse races, because I would be interfering and in the way otherwise if I tried to show you what was happening with the horse races whilst they were all also actually just racing about. See, now it's proper daytime. So Ash, let's just park her in the priest area so she can be a passive help while people are sermoning. So 7 o'clock was lawn darts. I think that horse racing isn't actually due till 8. So we've got a little bit of time. Oh, the day 3 tickets. Yes. So the day 3 tickets are out. And I tell you what, that's something we can do while we're waiting for them to announce the next game. I have got my tickets already and handed them in, but I will show you how to go diving for Drake. And I'll show you some tips and tricks as well, and we'll see if we can spot any. If we do, I'm not going to pick them up, but I can wave people at them. So as I said, they could be anywhere in this bay, basically from that side all the way across to the bridge, which we actually can't quite see because it's out of render range just over there. But what I'm going to do, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch into a different graphics profile. So what's going to help for looking for Drake is, for example, turning off these water reflections. because that makes it harder to see. You can do it without, but if you want the best chance, particularly if you're looking quite late in the day, when a lot of the easy ones have probably already been picked up, easy to spot ones, there are things you can do to help yourself. One of those is turning off water reflections. The other one is turning highly transparent water on. So you can find these in the settings menu, but importantly, you can't really change them from in-game. This needs to be something that you do at the loading screen for Worm, because some of these won't take effect if you change them in the game. So highly transparent water is there. You want to turn that one on. I've already got a graphics profile set up called Scavenger Mode for this that has all of the settings right. On the custom graphics side, you want your water reflections to be disabled. And then you probably want things like your tile detail and your terrain detail to be set quite low, so that there is less sort of like grasses and reeds and things like that sort of in your way. So that's what you would do with your settings to make it as easy as possible. But you can do it on these ones. It's a little bit trickier. I know, Cal, but this is, so I won another boat. So yesterday I won a Corbeta, which I sailed back to Thulspring, and I threatened, it was this gigantic Corbeta, I threatened to just leave it in the pool on Thulspring Island, and Calvert was not impressed. So instead I took it down to Thulspring, and we have parked it. I had to drag it into his tiny little like dock area by the shipbuilding yard because it wasn't deep enough. So no sooner had I dropped a Corbeta back to Calvert, but that I won this lovely little sailing boat, which I have renamed the Drunken Flues. So that's what we're going to go diving for Drake in. And I'm going to try and not go too far so that I can't see local, because I don't want to miss the announcement for the next one. But we've probably safely got like 10 minutes or so. So what I am going to do is I'm going to put you guys on a Be Right Back screen for just one tick while I reload Crim in a different graphics profile. I'm afraid it's not going to be as pretty because it's going to be quite deliberately a low graphics mode, but I will be right back. All right, so should be just loading back in. Da-da-dum. Just wait for it to catch up so I can make sure that you guys can also see it, hopefully. She says. Let's try, what if we turn that one and then turn that one back off? Did that? No. It was all going to work so beautifully. There it is. It just took a minute. So as you can see on this graphic setting, I've lost a whole load of tile detail. There are no reflections and the water is really very see-through. So then if you want to go diving for Drake, what you want to be doing is probably going at not too fast of a pace, but it depends how the wind is and how good you are at looking. Because the sail gets in the way, I'm actually going to put this back down one so I've got a clear view. And I would suggest you want to be in third person because you get a much better view around you in third person. Now, you might think that you can see them from miles away, but actually, even with your item render distance on far, I think you can still only see paper. You want a sailboat to replace the Nar you donated. I think you can still only see paper at about 6 tiles. So I could afford to go a little bit further actually in third person because the sail is not so much in the way then. But what we're looking for is going to be little pieces of inscribed paper which are going to pop out of nowhere at some speed. There's one right there. Okay, so let's just disembark. So for example, that's a day 2 one, so that was from yesterday. They've released day 3 one, so that's what most people are out looking at right now. But if anybody hasn't yet got their day 2, it's one right there. Let's go and see what others we can spot. But so if I go away, you'll see what I mean. This is going to drop out of range really quite fast. So actually, so maybe it's more than 6 tiles. There you go, and it's gone. So that's sort of the range that you can see them at. But as you can see, what I will do is when I've shown you this, we'll do a little bit more of a sail. I'll switch back to my normal graphics profile and I'll show you the difference. Because although you can spot them on your nice high graphics ones, this is just way, way clearer doing it this way, which is especially helpful if you are if you're a few hours behind where other people have already kind of found theirs. So we're just going to do a little bit of a scoot around. I'm going to put my sail up again, see if we can spot another. But like I said earlier, you can only submit 1 ticket for each day. So they are named for the days, and they are really very strict about people picking up others to try and sort of, prevent others from finding them, skew it, whatever that, like, that's not fair. That's not fair play. So if they find people sort of hoarding tickets, or hello Croc, also allows you to see Crocs at some distance. If they find people sort of hoarding tickets or something like that, there will be quite nasty consequences. I joked earlier that Virus would load you into a catapult and pelt you off of the border of Pristine, but I might not be far wrong. But you would be disqualified, certainly, I think, from taking part. So the bay carries all the way up to this bridge, basically. So anywhere in this bay around here, and they drop quite a lot of them. I don't know how many they drop in total, but there's usually a fair few around, so there is a decent chance of finding them. Sometimes you just got to be a little bit patient. As you can see, it's not like the ground is littered with them, but they are around. And if you're really struggling, what I would suggest you do is you do a grid search. So you line yourself up. Oh, let me just check that they're not announcing in local. No, they're not. Just line yourself up and then zigzag back and forth. Knowing how far you can see them, you probably want to zigzag back and forth like every kind of 10 tiles and do a little bit of a grid search. But you may also want to be looking around as you go. And if swinging back and forth like this makes you feel a little bit sick, you can instead just, not in a sailboat maybe, just look behind you instead. So instead of doing that wide field of view, just watch as you're going away. But you will every so often find that you accidentally beat yourself on something. So you can instead look behind if you don't like the zigzagging back and forth. I quite like the zigzagging back and forth, but you do whatever works for you. So as you can see, like these bits of terrain, tile detail are coming in really quite close, at about the same range, I think. I think the paper might spawn just a little bit further than these, but these are a lot less dense than they would be if we had the tile detail set up to high. So that's why this lake looks quite so sparse. And if I moor this, I'm just going to pop back to my main graphics profile. And in fact, I don't think it's going to interfere with anything. If rather than putting you on a be right back screen, you're just going to get the oops screen for a minute while I relog Crim. And it should bring us back in okay, rather than put you on my troll screen. So we're just going to boot Crim back in on my usual graphics profile, which is most of my graphics set to high, far, or extreme. And then you can just see the difference, and we'll circle around a little bit more and then head back. So she's just loading back in now. All is pristine. Give it a second. There we go. So you see what I mean? Like, I can still see the ground, but particularly in the daytime, the glare on the water really quite bright, so you've got to do it at an angle. Those clouds where you've got reflections, the clouds are interfering with the amount of detail that I can see. So it is just quite a bit harder, but not impossible, to do this on your high graphics profiles. And if you are lucky enough to be around in local when they announce, You can probably shoot out in this kind of setting and find one quite quickly. But as I say, when you're a little bit delayed and you're having to do a more careful search, sometimes then it can be helpful, like where you really need to be sort of searching around for the ones that others have missed. Then it is helpful to have things like reflections turned off and to have highly transparent water back on and things like that. So I'm trying to think where we spotted that first one, the day 2 one that we passed. I think it was just around there, right? So if we can go and find that one again, you'll see what I mean. Like now we've got these much, much denser kelp forests, which again, if you're looking directly down into, you can spot stuff, but the reflections are working against you. On these settings, part of them looked like a golf game for Windows 95. So like these like the tile density now here is beautiful, but much, much harder. And actually what you might want to do if you're trying to do it that way is go down in first person and actually swim around your boat, because then at least you can work against that sun glare to a degree, see what you can find, just pay close attention to your stamina. I've got loads because I've dropped all of my stuff, but normally my stamina would be leaking away much, much faster. So you can just sort of like get in the water and have a look if you're struggling to do it from boat. But I prefer to stay in my boat in third person and just sort of take a careful look around as I go. But as I say, the faster you go, particularly if you've got quite dense tiles, the more likely you are to miss something. So, and all the time that you're looking down, you may also find that you end up crashing into the land. But that's how you go diving for drake. So there's a little kind of quick how-to for you. Now I'm out of local range at the moment, so I'm going to get back into it because I know that they are going to be announcing horse races soon, and I don't want to miss them. I think horse races were meant to go off round about 8, so I've still got estuary logged in local. Just going to make sure that I haven't missed anything. Don't think they've announced yet. I'm not seeing any yellow text, so I think we're good. So we're just going to take Crim back. I'm going to take it back out of no announcing yet. Thanks, Myra. Take my my drunken flues back to park it over here. This is, incidentally, do as I say, not as I do. This is not where you are meant to be parking your boats. You are meant to be parking your... Hello. You are meant to be parking your boats over that side of the arena. If you don't want your boats imped, I think the imping area, if you want your boats imped up, you can drop them on the jetties over here. If you're just leaving your boats here for storage, you should be parking them over there. The reason that I am a rebel and a rule breaker, and I park mine just there, is because this is right at the edge of the deed and it is right by the arena. So when I'm pulling animals out of the arena at speed, when I'm pulling them out of the arena at speed, this is on deed and this is off deed. So I can unload cages on this slope here and stick animals straight into them running out of this gate. So that's why I keep my ships here. But this is not really where you're meant to park them. Don't think Sid's in yet. So, you redeeming Ruffle's horn in her absence. We haven't got Ruffle in chat, have we? Have I missed Ruffle? Anyway. If they'd have announced it, you'd have told me. Well, good. Thank you, Madoon. Like I say, I think it was supposed to go off at 8, but sometimes the sort of like the scheduled events have got a little bit of a delay where they're catching up on other stuff or just taking a breather. That's Virus zooming around in his cart though, so I imagine the Virus is going to be announcing and coming to run horse races soon. We just need to she's AFK for a while, yeah. So we just need to keep an eye out for the yellow text in local. I can't even go and imp stuff for 10 minutes because I gave all of my stuff to Ashry. I did bring a load of my books, though, to imp, because I take great pleasure, as any of you who know me will know, at sometimes just standing around in local imping books with funny names, because it comes up in the event window when you do. And after we've done the horse races, I will go and re-equip some of my stuff, and I might go and pick up some of my books. She's AFK. Okay. She told you so. So does that mean I can do more drive-by kisses? And she won't have a leg to stand on. Just, yeah. Do you know what? I nearly just did it to the wrong person as well. I clicked the person behind her. But there you go, as is tradition. Yesterday, when we were horse racing, and I won, Ruffle said I put her off by giving her a surprise smooch just before they said go. Which is all well and good, except the day before, she did the exact same thing to me just before we went horse racing. And she won that one, I think. I can tickle her safely, but I don't tickle, because tickles are violence. That's, oh, I'm on the wrong side. I'm on the wrong side of the handrail. Whoops. Yes, tickles are violence. I wouldn't tickle her. She hates tickles, and so do I. So I'm not that cruel. Drive-by kisses I can do. Maybe drive-by slaps. But drive-by tickles, no, 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 no. Ooh. Champion lava lamps over there. You love all the names. So Tantail, we're just waiting for them to announce the next game, which I think should be horse racing at 8. So we're about 10 minutes out. We've just gone and had a look at how you would go diving for Drake. So I've already got my tickets, but just showing people how to do that. In lawn darts, I got a little bit distracted because we had some instability with the connection, which I am just keeping an eye on, but it all seems to be okay now. So do let me know if it starts stuttering again for you guys. But I got hoisted by my own petard in lawn darts because I went up there over my 100% movement rate weight in stuff, and I couldn't move far enough to actually hit the tile, and a lot of other people struggled as well. Makes a note, tickles. I hope that the next bit of that note is banned. Tickles banned. No tickles. Oh, there we go. Races in 10 minutes. Da, da, da. Right, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Because I don't want to be there late and then find that there are no spaces left, because only 10 people can take part. So we're going to go, woo! Getting a bit dizzy. Going round and round and round and down, and I should have just dropped off the side, but never mind. We don't want to be injured. Let's go racing over and make sure that we don't miss out on the horse races. Now, I've had a favourite horse for the past 2 races, and I want to see if I can get it again. It's where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's one of the buckskins. That one. Ajax Yazin has been my one for the last one. So how many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow. It's a good thing that I didn't dawdle. As you can see, people have cottoned on. A lot of people are stripping off. No, not tickles and farts, Myra. Don't encourage him. Don't do that. You've given me drive bites. Oh, Tantail. Violence. As you can see, people are cottoning on. A lot of people are stripping off for horse races and dropping an awful lot of stuff. Some people are going in their armour, including you, Scooter. You sure you don't want to strip off and hand off your stuff to someone?
Slap Calvert. Oh, go on then.
Thank you, Wolfmeyer. Also, hello, Wolfmeyer. Maybe you'll join in the Nar again. What, are you going to sail alongside us, Tantail, and just cheer from the water? Oh, Courtney's not playing. Courtney was there to trade stuff. Okay, so what have we got? 1, 2. Mia's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we're up to 7. So there's still space. Still space for a few more to join. Also, I should just once again post in local to make sure that people are aware that I am streaming. Because you don't want anybody saying stuff and then realising that it was being live streamed and that they didn't realise. So that's Virus over there. Goldie was the one handing out prizes earlier, and Virus and Goldie are the event hosts. But they also have a team of staff who are diligently helping out with running some of the games, handing out some of the prizes, helping people with queries and questions, refilling all of the all of like the refueling the forges and refilling the imping mats and things. So Impelongs, as always, are a team effort. So two slots left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that our 10th?
Hello, how are you?
I think that might be 10. That might be all of us. Now, am I going to get to my horse before somebody else does? It's that one. That's the one I want. I'm going to stand back from the fence, because if you're too close to a fence when they unlock it, you can't get through. Virus is saying one more. I thought we were up to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Me is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are we not at 10? Maybe somebody here isn't actually going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Who's he not counting? There we go. So we've got the 10th. Now, I can actually select the horse to try and lead it from over here, but obviously I won't be able to until I get close. I think Virus hasn't noticed that he's already got his 10th. So we'll just give him a minute. Maybe he will pick that up in local. At least I assume. Have we got... Oh no, maybe Sir's not here. JD, Jeff. Yeah, he is. He's right there. He's right there. There we go.
Oh my. That makes me all quivery.
What are you getting quivery about, Calvert? Oh, has he unlocked it? Oh, he has. Got it. Got it. Right, I don't actually know who the 10th ended up being. But Virus wants us to wait inside so that he can do a head count. So now you get to watch me lose a horse race. Because no matter how much you are not carrying, a lot of this does come down to RNG. The bits that you can control are the weight on you, so the amount of stuff you're carrying, which obviously affects how heavy you are and therefore how fast you go, and whether or not you get stuck on any tile corners or misjudge any bits. You know, if you get stuck on a fence or you try and take a shortcut that goes wrong, that's on you. There are a few small shortcuts in this. They don't make a massive difference, but they can help. But a lot of it is just down to RNG when the horses get their bursts of speed or not. Good shout. Thank you, Myra. Okay, we're off. So we're heading to the starting point, which takes us just out of local. Well, not quite out of local, but far enough out that the people nearby don't get so much event spam. So we start partway around the bay over here, and we finish partway across the Dragon Collar Bridge back there. And I haven't actually timed to see roughly how long the races take, but I guess we're about to find out, aren't we? Wind's still rubbish, so you won't get Pomona springboarding. Yes, Pomona joined the race earlier in horse form, but I wasn't around watching that one. I was doing other stuff when we were at it. So oh. We're just tidying up who the 10th person was. So there are some tall freedom banners up here, and that is our starting line. So we're going to go and line up on the tile border, and then you can watch me probably get my ass kicked, unless the RNG gods are very much in my favour. So that's the line, just there. So we've got Jeff the Zombie, we've got Axel Tristy, we've got Alter Bridge over there, Tantail in the boat. Stream stopped for you. It's still showing fine for me, Myra. You might want to refresh, but let me know if any of the rest of you guys are having issues. All okay for you, Calvert? It's showing as excellent connection for me on mine. But let me know if any of the rest of you are having issues. No issues for you, Mimas? So maybe try refreshing, Myra. So have we now got everybody else? So Taro's riding with us. That's Madoon in chat. We've got Gora, Sir Coloral Temporum, Alter Bridge. Kuja over there. I can't see past this person's hat, so I don't know who else we've got in the lineup. But I suppose I should pay attention because I don't want to miss the starting whistle. But I'm going to give my horse a kiss for luck.
Mwah.
You still got me frozen, Myra. Out of interest, Myra. Well, I don't know if Myra can hear me or not. I wonder if Myra's still got the sound. Virus is just going to put up the link to the race course, which I do know, so I'm not going to look at it, but I will pop it in chat so you guys can see it if you want to. Who just kissed me? Cheeky. Arcane Wolf scurrying away after kissing me. Rude. Naked is fast. Naked is fast. So, so Virus is just finding a link for us, which I will copy it across. So if anybody wants to look at the race track, you can. There we go. So there you go. There it is for you guys. That's the course. There is indeed lava partway round, but I'm now going to pay very close attention because I don't want to miss the starting whistle because that can make all the difference. So Tantail says, see you at the finish line in 5 business days. So we just need to not get caught on any terrain as we go and hope that our horse gets more speed bursts than everybody else's. Oh. Oh, Virus is just confirming that some of the people nearby are not part of the race, but are just watching. Ow! Hiya, Myra. There you go, we've got one of Myra's tunes over there, keeping an eye. We've got Tantail in her boat just over there. So we've got a few people in chat who are also gonna be getting a bit of bird's eye view. I'm ready. Is it time? I always make a good start, and then sometimes I'm afraid to look behind me because I don't want to know how close they are. Right, we're gonna go. It's time. Ready, set, whoop, and go. So the very first time I did this, I mistakenly went racing for this, thinking that I could go over that. That is a deep canal right there. You can't go over it, and I turned at the last minute. But for anybody doing this for the first time, don't make that mistake. So we're going over this bridge and around. So for the most part, this race course takes you round the lake. Oh, Taro, look at you. It takes you round the lake. There are some bits where you can actually take a bit of a shortcut through, which I'm going to do. Who's this? This is Kuja, who has clearly just got a speed burst on their horse, also taking a cut through there. See, we're falling behind now. Come on, horsey. So we're doing 23 kilometers an hour at the moment, and several people have just overtaken me with speed bursts on their horses. We'll see if mine gets one anytime soon. But you can you can take some risks with the corners. But if you risk too much, there you go, we're getting one now, we're up to 28. But if you risk too much, you can risk actually getting stuck on something, and you can't afford to lose that time. So, Scooter, check you out in full gear and still going faster. So we're back on the highway. Axel with their 2 sickles. So, wait. Oh, you're going to throw me off, you guys. So, carrying on around this little corner here. As you can see, I'm not sticking with the road because I know where the corners are. I've run this race a few times, taking some risks. There are some obstacles in the way that can make it a little bit tricky to see where you're going if it's your first time. But Taro is still very, very much in the lead. Look at that. There's now 5 people ahead of me in a 10-horse race. But Taro has held the lead for a while and is still holding it. And oh my God, is everybody now ahead of me? Oh, wait, Myra, you're throwing me off, you sod. You're not in this race. Okay, there's still a couple of people behind me, but they are not far behind. I've just got another speed burst. Look at that. I'm up to 31.69 kilometers. So depending on how long my horse keeps this up, I'm going to gain a little bit of ground on some of these guys. It's kind of RNG as to how long you get your speed burst for as well. So we've just got to kind of cross our fingers and hope that it stays. There's the lava, which you do not want to be riding across. Very painful. I don't think, however, that this speed burst, even if it lasts a good while, is going to be enough to get me even close to the people in the top spot. But I am now in 4th place. So we've got JD Man up ahead, and then we've got Taro in 2nd place, and currently in the lead we've got Gora. So we're about halfway round now, I reckon. So let me just straighten up, make sure I don't miss anything. So the Impalong site is currently over there. We are on the opposite side of the lake. You can't take a shortcut here easily because that's actually quite a steep slope. And my horse is starting to slow down again. I'm back down to 27. But you can take a little bit of a shortcut over this corner here. And now we are heading for this bridge, which has just come into view. The finish line is halfway across that bridge. So I am definitely not going to be winning this race. But we'll see if I can manage to not come last. Now, Myra, I assume you're cheating and are on a horse that at least has shoes. I don't know if these horses do have shoes, you know, I haven't actually looked at their equipment, and I feel like partway through the race is probably not the time I should be looking. But let's see how we do. So, I mean, this bit is such a straight shoot, there's no more shortcuts at this point. But there are a fair few people behind me, so at least I'm probably not going to come last. Who's in the lead now? Is it Taro again? I guess we'll find out. So, yeah, Taro's in the lead, I think, with Gora just behind him. Now, Gora's close enough that he might get a speed burst and manage to overtake him just at the last minute. That happened to me in the first race, where I was ahead until partway across this bridge, and then Ruffle and somebody else, I can't remember who, just came zooming past me, like on the final stretch. It was heartbreaking. But I think Taro's got it. Look at that. He is so far in the lead. Oh, Myra, you keep throwing me. The next person behind me is JD. He is a few paces behind, though. But I think Taro's got it because there's the flags, the banners over there, and Taro's just crossing the last crest of the bridge. So it's going to be Taro in 1st place, Gora in 2nd. Myra does not count because she's not in this race. Oh, JD's going to overtake me. He's going to take 3rd. You sod. Look at that, neck and neck. Oh, is he going to beat me? Is he going to beat me? How am I going to get in front? Oh, do you know what? I don't know which of us actually got through first. And here come the rest of them. So we're just going to let the others catch up, and then we will go and take the horses back while the last few come and join us. And there's Tantail following around in Tantail's boat. So I think that's the last of them. And back we go. So congratulations, Madoon. Well done. Memers, Madoon won. He's on his other tune here, Taranul. But he just won the race with a clear head start. He took the lead very, very early on. It was a little bit neck and neck between him and Gora, swapping 1st and 2nd place. But Taro had a really clear lead on that last stretch. So that was a good race, good win. It's a shame in a way that we're doing this horse race in the daytime because this bridge is beautifully lit up at night, and all of the lamps are not on right now. But if you do come over here for the Implong at any point, and you don't come, and you come by ship, you otherwise may not get a chance to come and look at this. So I highly recommend going for a little wander and coming and seeing this bridge at night. It's lovely. Or taking part in a horse race. Why not? So we're going to take the horses back to the pen now. This is going to take us back past the Lawn Darts Tower, which is just over there. So you can see the horror of that up close again. And then there we go. There's the Lawn Darts Tower for you. So if you're coming up to join Lawn Darts at any point, the way to get to it is out the back of the Imping Hall, which is this red brick building here, just up that little slope, and then you just follow this marble path all the way up the hillside to the Lawn Darts Tower. So that was a good race. That was a good race. At least I didn't come last. You're going to go searching for tickets, Tantail? Good shout. Good shout. So let's drop these horses back. Ba-ba-ba-bam. My assumption is that they haven't got any shoes on, but I might be wrong, because it would be quite hard, I think, to match their gear exactly. So there you go. So they've got a saddle, or rather they have got shoes probably, but they're not enchanted, because otherwise you'd need to match all of the enchants to make it fair. So they've got saddles, they've got horseshoes, they just haven't got any enchants on, and they are all going to be 4-speed horses. There you go, 4-speed. And none of them are ebonies, because for anybody that doesn't know, ebony horses, ebony specifically, this one is a black silver, but ebony horses get an invisible extra little speed boost. So none of these will be ebony. They will all have the same gear, and they will all be 4-speed horses to try and even the playing field as much as possible. So let's get out of the pen so that they can lock it back up. And I'm going to go and retrieve my stuff off Eshery so that I can go and do some other fun stuff, because I shouldn't now need to be naked for anything. I could have slapped Scooter on the way past, but I just wasn't fast enough. And we'll see what Taro gets for his prize over there. So let's be trading with Eshery while everybody goes and assembles at the prize hall. Now I have to say, trading all my stuff off to Eshery to run around naked is not quite as bad as having to retrieve all my stuff off my corpse when I die, but it's not far off. It's not far off. So it's going to be something like that. Plus, I'm going to have to do a second trade with her because she's actually got a backpack and a satchel or two of mine. So let's have those. And let's just also trade me another thing. Oh, I am fighting something. Let's de-target that croc. Right, yes, and last few bits. So what has she got? What has she got? She's got one of my backpacks, I think. Oh no, she doesn't. She doesn't. Does she have... I think she has given me her satchels though, so I might have taken too much. What have we got? Healing and mischief, small miscellaneous supplies. No, those are both mine. Maybe we're all good. Did I really not give her my little thing of tools though? I could have sworn I gave her a small satchel of tools. Tools. Ah, it'll all come out in the wash. We'll sort it out. So let's leave that for now. And we'll go and... Taro has won a rare spindle. Very nice. Let's give him some applause. In a slightly patronising worm voice. Sorry. Well done. While I put all of my stuff back on. Also, do you like my Only Worms tackle box? Not that I like puns, because I don't like puns, but if I liked puns, I do have a tackle box with actual worms in. So my tackle box is called Only Worms because all of my equipment has got ridiculous names. Because why not? You gonna run for a bit? See you later, Calvert. See you later, Calvert. Yeah, take care. So what have we got? What have we got? I can put my mask back on. Feel a little bit naked without it. So look, so rare to see me without things on my face. But let's put that back on for a start. Let's put my very fancy hat back on because that's important. You know, before anything else, fancy hat. And then put my Drake on. And my boots. And playing a round of Hunt the Host. Oh my goodness. Do I go and try and find Goldie? I mean, it's going to be a lot of me staring into things. Or do I finish putting my stuff on? She could be anywhere. So she could be in any building. She'll have been yellow potioned, probably. So she's going to be a more difficult spot than usual. And she's probably not going to be in the imping building, because if she were in the imping building, she would be at risk of people seeing the text pop up when she talks. So while I'm putting all of this back, let's just go running to one of the further buildings, like, say, the game hall or the inn, and just go and, you know, just see if we can spot something. Put my tool belt back on, and I need to put my my halter rope back in it. Also, I've just realised you're getting double worm sounds because you're probably also hearing escheries. So I've just turned those ones off. I'm also going to go in first person because I find it very, very difficult to do anything useful in Worm in third person, with a couple of marked exceptions. So the kind of things that she might have turned into, you see, it depends. If she's had GM help, she could be something as small as like a muffin. But also Red's back at his bar, so we'll go and sit at Red's bar in a minute and have a drink and something to eat, because clearly I need it. So she could be, if she's only a thing that we also need to keep an eye out in local to see if anybody finds her. If she's only things that she can yellow potion herself into, that limits it somewhat. But if she's had help from a GM, then she could be some much, much smaller things. Also, I think somebody just killed Dave. Who killed Dave? Outrageous. What? It's not showing up in my combat, whoever it is. I said she probably wasn't going to be in the imping building. She could be anywhere upstairs in the inn, to be honest, so she might be on upper floors of the inn. Who's hurting Dave? Sorry, there's a rooster shrieking in my local and I feel compelled to go and try and find out where. It's Axel. Why are you punching a rooster, Axel? Nope. So, Scooter. Oh, she's been found. God damn it. That was super fast. So who found? Whoops. Well, there you go. She was in the inn. She was on the upper floors of the inn. But Red's bar is now open indeed. So I tell you what, let's go to Red's bar. And also, how injured is Dave? Only a little bit. So let's go to Red's bar while I continue to put the rest of my stuff back on. So pop my shoulder pads on. What else? All of my tools. Oh my god, it just takes forever. It takes forever. So let's tuck ourselves around the corner with our chicken and do a sit. And say hi to Red.
Hello.
Hello, how are you? Red, what do I want? So I think Red's got some
What have you got in tarts, Red? So Red sets up his little booze and house bar. Excellent. So he's going to feed me some dessert and some alcohol, which sounds like an excellent way to recover from losing both at lawn darts and a horse race. So I'm going to let him do his thing while I continue to just sort some of my stuff out and just bulk stick this in things. I'm going to put that salmon back in my hand because I don't need to be fighting anything anytime soon, so we might as well. I like how I did the whole horse race with a smallmouth bass in my hand, though. Yeah, raspberry tart. And a booze and wagon beer stein. The aged Dave now has better climbing capability. Very nice. There we go, there's a tips jar just there. Red does all of this for free, so you don't have to pay anything for it. He does it just because he's a good egg, and it's nice and kind of sort of, you know, kind of characterful and community building. It's nice to just have an actual bar being run, which Red does off his own back, but there's a tip jar there, so if you've got some coin to spare, highly recommend just giving him a tip. In fact, somewhere in my boat, in my collection of books to... That was exciting. In my collection of books to Imp, I've got one or two of the books that I've got named after Red. I think I've got Toss a Coin to Your Bartender here as a book. So me and my rooster. How hungry are you, Dave? Gosh, what have you guys been casting? He's got Frantic Charge, he's got Goat Shape. That rooster's in the best condition that anybody's ever seen a rooster. He is hungry enough to eat. Now, we'll go and get him something from my boat in a minute. But I am going to eat some of this lovely tart. And I've got some white wine to drink as well, and why not? Tantail, yes, there are different cups. So there are commemorative Friendalong skull cups that everybody can have one of to keep. But also there are the booze and wagon beer steins, which you return when you're finished. Because Red takes those back with him. Myra says, do you serve roosters too? Poor Raspberry. Well, she's not here. There is a tip jar. There's a little pottery tip jar just up on the bar if you want to tip. Like I say, it's not expected, but if you got some pennies sitting in your purse, it's quite nice to do. And I like my coin purse just tends to be full of the stuff that I find from foraging and burying. So I've almost always got some coins on me. Oh, somebody's got another rooster. I just saw one go running past. So these roosters were spawned in like three different colours. Also, where did it go? Where did my rooster go?
Hello.
Where did my rooster go? I'm so confused. Did I stop leading it?
Hello. How are you?
Yeah. Oh, I also got Frantic Charged. Thanks. I wonder if I stopped leading my rooster when I sat down. You may not be able to yeah, there you go. Stop leading the aged Dave. So I actually did stop leading him. But I forgot what I was saying. Maybe Dave could eat a horse. Maybe he could. Tell you what, let's stand up and oh, that was exciting. Worm's just refreshed from me. Had a little bit of a whoops. Is that my Dave that went shooting past then? I think maybe it was. Yeah, there he is. Okay, we'll go and get Dave some food. But first, I'm going to drink the rest of my wine so that I can give this back so that I don't forget. Will it let me place it? Yes, it will. Thanks, Red. So we've got Dave in tow. We're going to go find him some food. And I'm going to go pick up my books.
Hello. How are you?
While I continue to redistribute all of this crap in my inventory. Oh my God. He hates it. You think Dave went to a super soldier program? I think maybe he did too. Still 4 hours left on Rite of Death, so if anybody is a Libella follower, even if you're not coming to the Friendalong, if you get a chance to portal over to Pristine in the next 4 hours and pray, you get a little free skill gain and you get your sleep bonus refreshed. I'm not really being very methodical about this, am I? And I really should be more so moving all of this stuff over. Doesn't help that I also just sort of like refreshed and relogged. So let's what? Now Myra's goat shaping me as well. What was I doing? I was going to get some food. So every one of my boats, every one of my Nars has taming food in it because I collect animals pretty much wherever I go. So on the plus side, it means there's always food to feed them. So there we go. He's had a lettuce. He's not hungry any longer. And now let me just finish tidying up the last bits of this stuff, because I hate it when like my inventory is so overfull. Oh, it's because they're in a pet bowl. I was looking for my tools in a satchel, but they're in a pet bowl. My small tools. I hate it when like my inventory, when I have to scroll to do stuff in my inventory, winds me up no end. So I apparently haven't put my sleeves back on. We'll do that. Those. Maybe not that. But that. Definitely my death tab trampoline. And I didn't have to use my death tab trampoline. I mean, not that I put it down, but you know, I thought I might die on stream again and I didn't. That would have been almost 3 weeks running, right? So let's pop those away. Just keeping an eye on the time, because I think at 9 o'clock, so in about half an hour, we're going to be getting Muffin Mayhem, which I will not take part in, but I will just go and show you what happens there, because it's quite funny to watch. And Myra's just come scampering back again to do more frantic charge. What are you doing, Myra? What are you doing? You're just mulling over if you've completely misunderstood the key clues. I know, Tantail, those last, there's still 2 left. Like, the last 2, I struggled as well. I spent a lot of time, like, trying to puzzle them out, trying to find them, but it's also possible, and it would be shitty if so, it's possible that somebody has found the keys, but not actually yet gone and collected the treasure, like maybe because they don't know how, or because they had to log, or, like, I don't know, but it's possible that the keys have actually been found, but because the treasure hasn't yet been collected, the clues haven't been taken down. But, don't know. I really want to know when they are found, where they were found, because it's bugging me too. It's not even that I want the treasure, I just want to know the answer to the riddles. Driving me nuts. Are you just grinding channeling on me now, Myra? Just look at this. Thanks for the follow, Zombie Jeff. So alas, we're not going to get a chance to take part in another fishing competition. I don't think we've got another one until much later, so we're not going to do that on stream. I'm going to be doing a bit more fishing here though, because now that I've got all of my kit set up, I actually quite enjoy fishing. But what I will say is, if you're can winners eat the muffin? I think it's the same muffin year after year. You know, it's pretty. A lot of people have licked it by now. Put it that way. What are you? She's such a mischief. Also, you better not be hurting my Dave. She's thrown me off completely. Where was the blue no pick key? Oh, the blue no pink. I'll show you in a second, Summer, because I found that one. And I haven't seen Bun around yet to ask. In fact, I think he's still in local, but I think Bun might be AFK. Bun found one of them, and I couldn't remember what the clue was that Bun found, but I know the ones that Ruffle and I found and where they were, so I'll go and show you those guys. I mentioned it at the start of stream before some of you joined, so I'll go and show you the ones that we do know in case it helps you. And I can tell you again sort of the things that I have checked for the remaining 2, but have proven unfruitful. But yeah, so I was saying fishing. Fishing is quite a steep. There's quite a steep barrier to getting into fishing since they redid the fishing system, because there are lots of bits and pieces involved. But once you get your kit together, it's not too bad. It's actually, I'm finding it quite enjoyable. Like it doesn't feel needlessly convoluted. It is actually quite enjoyable. But what I would say is an Impelong is a really good place to get yourself a fishing kit put together, because it requires a bunch of different skills. Like parts of it require blacksmithing, parts of it require jewelry smithing, parts of it require, I think, tailoring, because all of these component parts, and this is just a light fishing rod kit. If you look in my tackle box, I've also got a variety of different reels and lines and floats and hooks. Between a lot of them, there's a lot of different skills involved in putting together a complete fishing kit, which makes it really inaccessible for a lot of people. But an Impelong's a great place to get some of those things made and imped for you. Thank you. I don't even think I can take the light token. Nice. Let's just leave that there, shall we? So finicky things like that. That's a good thing. That's a good thing to get kind of imped up for you at an Impelong if you can make the basics. Not all of the bits are impable. But I think most of my kit that could be tinked up for fishing was tinked up at an Impelong, and I probably would never have got a fishing kit together otherwise. Okay, so that one goes in miscellaneous. Oh, she's back again with more. Right, I think that's pretty much my stuff sorted now. I don't actually want to put my fishing kit away or I will lose it, but what I did say I would do was I was going to go and pick up my... I'm going to hang on to the lettuce because this chook's going to get hungry again. But somewhere here, there we go, there's my books. Let's have my books. I'm going to leave those glowies there, otherwise I'm going to piss everybody off by carrying a load of light spam all around the place, but I'll go show you those 2 clues. She's hidden herself, so she has, she's hidden herself again. I'm going to have to stop leading Dave, though, if I go upstairs. It's tricksy, though. So often, one of the dangerous things of telling people what you're doing on the toon that you are hiding on is because we get pop-up dialogue text if you're within a few tiles. If they're going to announce it, they have to be somewhere quite remote when they announce it, or they risk people immediately seeing where they are. She was upstairs somewhere in the inn last time, so it's probably less likely she's going to be in the inn a second time. But then again, she might think that we'd figure that. Those guys are going to go look downstairs in the gaming hall. I don't think I've ever actually been upstairs. So, oh, I see. Because they do as a /me, it doesn't show. Okay. Oh, you know what? I hadn't actually clocked, but you're quite right. Yeah, of course. Because it doesn't show up as normal dialogue. So we've got these upper levels, but actually there's nothing on most of them. There are some chairs up top. So having come all the way up here, since we've got slopes and Dave can follow, let's just go and have a look in case she's up here. Somebody else is already searching up here, though, so probably not. Alta's up here. Now, what I was saying before, somewhere on deed, so she's actually not necessarily inside a building either. Previously, she sometimes said that she's in a building. So if she's yellow potioned herself rather than had help from a GM, and I suspect she's yellow potioned herself, that limits the number of things she could be. But we're not necessarily, like, she could still hide herself under things. So if she's turned into something like a pheasant, they are super tiny and hide super easily under things like statues. She could be a large barrel. She could be a flower pot of some description. It would be a yellow flower pot specifically, I think is the only one you can turn into with a yellow potion. She's not going to have turned into one of the big things like a troll, because that would be quite hard to spot her as, but she might have turned into something like Sigvard the Skeleton. So we're looking for things to mouse over. But if she's gone for something, like if she's managed to turn herself into something really small like a pheasant, then we're probably not looking for a pheasant, but we might be looking for something like a little tail poking out from under something that she's hiding under. Oh, and someone's already got her. Someone's already got her. So where was she? Where was she? Clearly people are doing super well. We'll wait and see where she was told. So, okay, so we were talking about the treasure, the treasure riddles, the riddle clues. Oh, she was a skeleton statue in the prize hall. So there you go. She was a Sigvard the skeleton. And also, it's probably about time I told people in local again that I'm here. Although, not that one. Hang on. Let's just copy and paste that one again, just to make sure that people do know that they are on stream. So there were clues here, several of which have been found. I'm just going to see what Smack's sharing. Oh, so Smack sounds just sharing a picture of Dave, who's my rooster, who's following me about. Evidently missed the Daves being spawned yesterday. Yeah, so there was a clue for each of these. 4 of them have been found, and so the clue's been taken down. But there was a clue for each of these, and you are looking for a key somewhere. If you can answer the riddle and find the key, then the key will open the treasure chest and you get the treasure inside. So there are 2 left, which are proving very, very tricky. We've got iron pounded by iron, and we've got a corny hiding place, neither of which have been found yet. Covitina jumps into my camera range and yells, "Hi, Mum." You wouldn't be the first. So one of the ones, the one that I found, so Summer, you were asking about the blue and pink. So the clue that I found the key for was I'm dreaming of blue, no pink. That was the clue. So that was in the inn, because dreaming. And although there is actually a blue floor and a pink floor, which I went and checked, it was actually in the AFK lounge over here, because you've got a blue side and you've got a pink side. It was over on the pink side, and I couldn't tell you precisely where it was. I think it was tucked somewhere under this fireplace, because I searched this whole room really closely, like by eye, didn't find it, and then went and looked at the blue floors and the pink floors before I came back down. And the way that I found it in the end, because I was pretty damn sure that it was going to be in here, because I couldn't see it placed on a piece of furniture, I was trusting that it was maybe instead placed on the floor. And if it's placed on the floor, the easiest way to find it, when you can't see stuff like this, is to drop 3 items to make a pile, like this, and then pick the pile up. And anything else on the same tile, which can be put into a pile, which includes keys, will be picked up with them. So you pick up the whole pile, and I've picked up 3 items here, but when I did it here before, I picked up my 3 items and the key, because it was tucked somewhere that I just couldn't see it. But I was so sure that it was here, and lo and behold, it was. So that was the blue no pink, the dreaming of blue no pink. It was in the inn, in the AFK lounge, in the pink section of the blue and pinks. Ruffle got... you were thinking Corny could be the cafe because of all of the puns and food. Yeah, there also, I mean, so there's a few things that Corny could be. I mean, I really hope that it isn't just in a corner somewhere, because that would be really hard. But I went looking for any signs of cornucopias, which are a decorative item that we were given last year. Can't see any of those anywhere. I went looking for any mules or donkeys named Corny, because that's a name in the naming pool for bred mules and donkeys. Couldn't find any by that name anywhere. And I also went looking for... ears of corn, which I found over here, and I was so fucking sure. Like, if it was going to be anywhere, I feel like it would be in this building, but I have searched this top to bottom and I haven't found it. But there are ears of corn on the cooking area signs, and so I went nosing around. Like, I've had a look around the outside, I've gone dropping items into piles, I've gone all around this building, and for the most part, one of the things that restricts where these keys can be is where you can pick stuff up. So you can't, because the way perms are set, you can't pick up stuff in the imping building that you haven't dropped. So you can't pick up other people's stuff. But I think in all of the other buildings, if you're able to drop stuff, you can probably also pick stuff up, but it's quite hard to actually check without knowing the perms for it. Some buildings, it won't let you drop stuff at all. It will say that's illegal here. So if I go and try and do it over there, I can't even drop stuff, let alone pick stuff up. But in here, it will let me drop stuff. So I might be able to also pick items up in here. I haven't tried. I suppose I could. There is an easy way to try. There you go. You can pick items up in this building. So the key could be in this building. I'm just going to put that back. So I think this is the best candidate for the corny one, but I've dropped stuff on every tile in here, and in case it wasn't on the floor, I have also gone looking on, I think, every placeable surface that I can see. Like, I've looked on every single shelf. What I haven't done is yellow potioned myself. You know what, I'm probably not going to be... I had 2 yellow potions and I used them, and both of them made me bigger. I needed one that made me like pheasant-sized. But let's... Oh! That's dropped my perspective. What am I? I'm a flower pot. Is that going to be enough? No. I think I needed to be a pheasant, because what I was trying to do was get low enough that I could see on these bottom shelves, because if it's placed on a shelf, obviously the dropping stuff trick won't work. But I went looking around all of these shelves to see if I could see it placed somewhere sneaky. I went looking in all of these forges to see, because you've got quite a big placement area in the forges. But I think I needed to be in pheasant mode to actually get to see on those bottom shelves under the rugs. So those are the only bits that I haven't properly checked. I looked in all of the altars. I've also looked in all of these bowls and flasks and the saucepans and things. Those are all openable containers. I've looked in all of those. I've looked in the campfire. I feel like this is it. Like, it must be in here somewhere, but fucked if I can find it. Like, but now that I'm in flower pot mode, I can at least get a bit of a look under some of the bits that I couldn't look under before. I know it's not on the floor in here because I've tried the drop trick. So I think if it is in here, it has to be placed on something. But I have come here and looked several times and I still haven't found it. I just want somebody to find it to put us out of our misery, you know? But like I say, it is possible for those remaining clues. It might be that somebody's already found the key, but they just haven't redeemed it for a prize yet. So we may be looking in vain. But yeah, so that's my best guess for the corny one. But I haven't managed to find it here. If somebody else does, or finds it somewhere else, I would love to know about it. I also, for the iron on iron one, I went looking through all of the forges that are outside there because that's the obvious one, but I also went looking for things like the swords and shield displays, see if I could find any around there. I've got forges in the cooking areas, yes. We're just going to keep running around as a flower pot because who doesn't want to see a flower pot leading a rooster? And you never know, the height might help us. But yeah, so hello Scooter, don't you eat my rooster. So anyway, so we've got those 2 remaining clues, the iron pounded by iron. Cheeky sod. Where's he gone? Where's he gone? I see him scuttling. I see you. So we've got the iron pounded by iron and the corny hiding place left. I can't remember at the moment. It might come back to me. Myra might know if Myra's still around. Pretty sure that Bun found one of these, but I can't remember what the clue was for it. Oh, it was star. It was a star. I can't... So I think the clue was something like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and he found it under a Star of Macedon. So the Macedon PMK, I don't know exactly where he found it, but I'll show you what the Macedon PMK stuff looks like. Yeah, is that right, Myra? So it was the Star of Macedon. Just because, for those of you that are still looking, trying to solve the others, sometimes knowing how the riddles worked for the others can help you with, like, the mindset of the riddler, if you like. So, you know, that may be helpful for someone. So, for example, these are Macedon Kingdom flags, and as you can see, they've got a little star. So I'm assuming he found those keys, like, either by a Macedon flag or a Macedon banner, something like that. So that was the one that Bun solved. The one that Ruffle solved, I think the clue was crimson, where crimson meets white in brown on green. And there were several places that we went looking that it could have been, like, for example, lawn darts, where we go and splat ourselves some of the tiles in lawn darts and marble. And you have got some green and brown nearby, but Ruffle got it, and it was, I think, over the other side of the arena, but it was one of these. So the arena where people get bloody and use cotton to staunch the bleeding, and the cotton is stored in these brown BSBs, which are on enchanted grass tiles. So she found the key to that one, I think under or nearby one of these BSBs of cotton by the arena. So that was that riddle. So that's how 3 of them were solved. I don't know who solved the 4th one, and I can't remember what it was. so I don't think I could even take a punt at it. But as you can see, there are 2 left. And now you just get the fun of, like, my very, very low perspective view on the world as I scuttle about. Corny is probably fairly literal then. Yeah, I mean, possibly. I mean, like I said, you got the ears of corn over there, so I think it could be in there. I also went looking for farm fields. I couldn't find any. I went looking in places where food is served. I went looking all around Red's bar, for example, to see if there was anything like that around there. Somebody just nearly ran over my rooster. Outrageous. Are they doing the muffin? Is it muffin time? Not quite. It's going to be soon, though. I think it's due in about a quarter of an hour. Yeah, so, I mean, iron pounded by iron. I don't know if that is also quite literal and they're talking about somewhere near some anvils, or if it's meant to mislead you and actually it's something else, which is why I was looking at things like the sword and shield stands, like sword and shield, for example. Somebody said it could be acorns. Yeah, so, okay. So there is one place where there are plenty of acorns that we could go and look. I haven't tried that. But you know what? Because I haven't tried it, we might as well go and look. We've got 15 minutes before they do muffins. Because does it say a corny place? I can't remember now. Because if so, I mean, that's a good shout. So it could be something made of oak, but also you'll notice there are a lot of oak trees around this deed, like the campground is full of them, for example. So Tantail, have you gone searching under the actual oaks in the campground, for example? Like, all of this is lined with oaks. There are so many enchanted oak trees that if it is under an oak, there are a lot of potential targets. Oh wait, are they doing the muffins yet? You know, I'm gonna have to deflower pot when they do the muffins because I can't see over the bloody hedges. But when it's muffin time, they're going to be pushing a muffin around in here. So, but I think. Wait, hiding. 1 sec. Hiding what? But while we're waiting for that, even though it's dark, which is not going to be very helpful, like there's oaks all along here. So if it's something oak related, like if it's actually under an oak tree, there's a lot of candidates. These ones at least are all behind hedges, so those are not inaccessible. There's lovely nook, thanks. There's this great big field of oaks down here, but I don't know. You see, this is accessible. This is accessible. So it could, for example, be somewhere in here. You thought it was placed not hiding. But again, in order to check all of this, what you would need to do is you'd need to go diligently, probably dropping keys. Dropping items on the tile to check. And again, the way to do it, I'm going to miss Muffin Madness if I'm not careful. I tell you what we're going to do is we're going to try reloading in a low-res mode, and we're just going to take a quick look under the oak trees just in case. But I'm not holding out a great deal of hope. But then again, nobody's managed to find them so far, so you might be onto something, Tantail. So that's got Eshri popping up temporarily. Let's pop her down, and we're going to just log Crim back in on scavenger mode. Because I'm not going to go right now dropping stuff on every tile under those oaks, but if I look on a low res client, we'd have a better chance of maybe seeing something. The downside is, of course, I am presumably, am I D flower potted? Oh no, look, I'm still flower potted. That's quite useful, because actually that means I'm still going to be low to the ground. Now, all I need is for my light to come back on. There we go, there's my light. So we're going to go and just poke our head around the oaks, see if we can see a key lying around on the ground. You're thinking, what would a silly hiding place be? Summer, you got a key! What key have you got? Congratulations. Is it the oak one? Before I now go Peering under every oak. Have you got the corny one? Put us out of our misery. Oak tree. It was an oak tree. Well, there you go. See? Tantail, you were onto something. Which oak tree was it under? And congratulations. You'll have to tell us what's in the treasure chest. I don't know why I'm still now looking under oak trees. Yeah, Tantail, you want to get on the iron on iron. So, Summer, which oak tree was it under? Because there are a hell of a lot of oak trees around here. And also, I tell you what, given that Muffin Mayhem's about to start, then I'm going to go and pop back into my high-res client because I no longer need to be peering under all of the oaks. Yeah, Shenji's just found it. I was just going and checking all of the oaks in the oak field, but there are actually enchanted oak trees bloody everywhere. They're all across the campground. They are everywhere. Across from Muffin Madness. Okay, so they were in the campground then. We've just run right past it. Well done, Shenji. Right, we're just loading back in. Da-da-dum. And now our oak trees look like oak trees again. Yeah, he went over for over an hour. Yeah, I know. I did that as well, Bun. Like places where I just couldn't see and I thought they were tucked under stuff. I've been dropping stuff on tiles. I mean, it's not cheating. It's good tactics, but you can't do it everywhere. It pays to listen to Crim stream. Thank you, Shenji. In fairness, though, that was Tantail's. Was it Tantail? It was somebody who just put me onto the acorn thing. And I was like, well, if it's acorns, I know where there are oaks. So was it this one just here, this oak tree opposite Muffin Madness? Either way, good going. What's the shortcut key for recipes, as in crafting, not cooking? Shortcut key for recipes? I don't know. Like, I just have mine in my quick bar down here. Yes, by the tent. So there you go. It was in that field. I'm just going to go and find a chair to sit on because I'm not going to be able to see a damn thing in Muffin Madness if I am at flower pot height. So let's just find something to sit on. There's a chair right there. You want to check if there's iron something or other in the recipes. Oh, in the crafting recipes, I see. Stand up. The iron on iron one is proving tricky, and because I'd like gone and looked at every forge and every anvil, there's also some places, because I've sat down, you know what, Dave's probably all right now. Let's hope nobody's going to go punching him, but just in case. Are you hungry again, Dave? No. Look. For later. Secret snack. Let's go and watch Muffin Madness. Yeah, I was looking at weapon displays as well, Myra. I did that. Because I looked at everywhere I could find anvils and forges in buildings where I could pick stuff up. So there's a forge up in the campgrounds. I've gone into the mines. There's an anvil in the mine. I went looking for all of those places, and then I started looking at things like sword displays, axe displays, and I haven't checked all of them, but I went checking them in buildings where I knew I could pick stuff up. You can't pick stuff up in the game hall. You can pick stuff up in the inn. So the inn is a viable building if it's indoors. The cooking area on one corner of the arena is viable if it's indoors, but it might be outdoors somewhere. Most of the mine is off deed, so that's all quite viable. So let me just make sure Virus knows. Okay. So Muffin Madness, in fact, I'm in a bad place for it. What I want to be is I want to be just around here somewhere, and I kind of don't want to get in these guys' way too much. Maybe I can watch from behind there, actually, so that I'm not with the contenders and confusing Virus. I think I can get in just behind here. Your lead was anything to do with hammers and anvils. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the obvious one, and I tried all of that first, and then I was like, maybe it's not the obvious one, and maybe it was meant to throw you. So then I started looking for places where people fight. I started looking at the sword and shield and axe and shield displays. I went looking at because it's iron pounded by iron, right? And so I went looking at things like in the horse pens and stuff, like, I don't know, horseshoes, like, I don't know, I've tried all kinds of stuff, but it's clearly it's beyond me. So this is effectively a game of tug of war, except Axel's in a really awkward place, except the tug of war is over an iced muffin. I'm pretty sure last year it was a cheese muffin, so maybe it's not last year's muffin, maybe somebody finally ate it. So 2 teams who will then push, pull, do whatever they need to try and get the muffin to cross the line on their side. No push, only pull. So have they changed the rules on that? Because I'm sure you used to be able to both push and pull. Wait and see what Virus says. Okay, Virus is about to go over the rules, so we're going to find out. Yeah, iron coinage. I went through all of the barrels where the priests are putting their iron coins to look to see if it was in anywhere that coins were being collected, because I was like, iron dropping on iron, like, I didn't look in Red's tip jar, but I looked in the barrels full of iron coins, all sorts. So we've got Jeff, JD, Axel, and Taro, that's Madoon, on one side. And we've got Jenga, Nook, Kuja, and somebody is just joining. I don't know what Alex is doing. I don't know if Alex is playing or not. Zaya's going to join next round. Scooter's running up as well. So who's that? There we go. So Scooter's joining as well. So it looks like it's going to be 4v4. Previous years we have been able to both push and pull, but they might have amended the rules. So we're going to find out, which gets really confusing because then the team against you cross over to your side and start actively working against you. But it's sort of the key to this game is a combination of luck and careful use of your stamina. So 2 even teams, there you go, they can push and pull. So they can do both, yep. 2 even teams have to push and pull their way to victory by getting the muffin across their side of the line. Can't pick up, can't place, cannot eat the muffin. So they have to start over their side, but once it starts, they can go anywhere they like, they can move. So some will be pulling, some people from their teams will undoubtedly be moving over to the other side and trying to push, and it can all get very confusing. Sometimes it's over super fast. Sometimes they go back and forth, but we get some funny animations in any case. So yeah, there you go. So once they've started, they don't any longer have to stay on their side. They can freely move about. Okay, so I think Alex, I assume, yeah, there we go. So Alex is actually, I gather, one of Virus's tunes. The reason that Alex is there to drop the muffin is because Virus needs to stay nearby to mediate and to watch. But the muffin needs to be placed by a tune that can then walk out of proximity perm's range so that people can actually interact with it. So that's why we've got Alex standing there. Now you're lost in the mine. It is quite a big mine. Yeah. So you went and looked in the iron coinage as well. I've been all through that mine as well, but I mean, please do keep going through it. There's a couple of mines around here as well. I went looking into all kinds of things. Like I went looking for any other places that forges or anvils might be, any places that you mine iron, because that's iron pounding on iron, like picks on iron veins. In that, do you know what? I didn't actually look at iron veins. Summer, and anybody else who's down in the mines looking, go look at iron veins. Because it's only just occurred to me when I was looking down in the mines, what I was looking for is like the forges, the places where you would smelt. But if you're mining iron in the mine, you would be using probably an iron pick on an iron ore vein. That will be iron pounding on iron. That might be a good one if you haven't looked. Go and find all the iron veins you can. Maybe you'll find a key, you never know. See, sometimes talking it out loud is helpful and sometimes it's not. So these guys are just healing up and getting everybody tinked up. Healing up is important because your stamina gets used up so fast, and what you'll find is people are loading all of these push-pull actions and sometimes they'll be out of stamina and they won't go off. So like I said, it's partly about careful management of your stamina, and also just about timing. So in a minute, when they're done healing up and anybody's asked any last questions, Alex is going to move out of the way, which will make the proximity perms drop, so the muffin will be movable, and they're gonna kick off. Scooter's still in wolf form, somewhat confusingly. You checked your trusty dictionary. What is the word pounding? Are you actually asking, Bun, or are you just trying to trick me into explaining? Because if you're actually asking, yeah, it means hitting hard. Yeah. There are other uses for the word, yes. I don't think it's making lewd suggestions, though. Right? Oh, they're off. They're off. And as you can see, some of the teammates are already swapping sides. Now, occasionally I have seen in Muffin Madness, oh, look at it go. I have seen in Muffin Madness sometimes people accidentally pushing or pulling to the wrong side and mistaking which side they're on. But this looks like it's going to go super fast because it is so close. So close. Look at them all. Oh man, it's gonna ping over there. Surely it's gonna ping over there any minute. All it takes is one person on one side to time their thing wrong or to run out of stamina, and the other team will have it. Is Alter actually playing? Alter's saying they can't actually see the muffin. I hope that Alter's just spectating. Oh, it was on the line, but it's not yet over. Oh, is it? I think that counts. So Alter is return to your sides. Oh no, Alter is Alter one of the ones playing? Hang on. Jeff, JD, Taro, Axel, Jinga, Scooter, Nook, and Kuja. So Alter is not one of the ones playing. How did it jump to the other side so quick? I'm just trying to work out what's happening. So, Is that a win, or did we stop? Did we stop to go and see something? Hello, Scooter. Cheeky. Oh, he's too far to slap. Jeff hit the wrong one. There you go. There's always somebody who pulls rather than pushes or mistakes their sides. I did think you went straight there, Bun. Yes. Pounding with the feet in construction, pouring concrete. Yeah. So iron hitting iron is basically what it's implying. They could be meaning something else by pound. It could be deliberately misleading. But like I say, the best, like what I thought of just now, like iron veins, is the best thing I've thought of thus far, since it hasn't thus far been anvils or hammers. I went looking to see if there were any deeds nearby that had hammer in the name. What I didn't do was actually look at a mission structure map. But if any of you guys have got a mission structure map, you could see whether hammer, for example, or something like that is in the name of any of the nearby mission structures, because it could be referring to something like a hammer or anvil or something like that, which is actually the name of a place or a thing. But I didn't go actually looking for a mission structure map. But yeah. What do you mean not thinking in the gutter as with me? You're always in the gutter, Bun. I know you. So let's have a look and just see let me just catch up. Oh, okay, so I think that was a warm-up. So that was a warm-up round. Everybody knows how to do it. Now they're going to do it for reals. So hopefully anybody who was struggling to understand how it worked will now know. Somebody started pulling a little bit early. So any minute now they're going to go again and we'll see which side it shoots to this time. You thought of impounded. That's clever, Tantail. Yeah. So like there's a load of cages lined up outside one of the buildings. Any signs with a hammer? Also a good shout. Yeah, like blacksmith signs, for example. In fact, I think the blacksmith sign is a hammer on an anvil, isn't it? So I haven't gone looking there. I don't know if anybody else has, but surely there's going to be a shop sign around with that symbol on. That's a good shout. Good thought. Someone moved the muffin. Oh dear. Thankfully, there is a move to center option, which makes it very, very easy to make sure that you have placed something precisely in the center. Scooter, will you stop slapping me, you sod? Also, I'm not hearing my worm sounds. I think it's because when I relogged, Eshery's sounds are turned off and it turns all of them off. There we go. Let's get our sounds back on. Unfortunately, that now means as soon as they start pushing and pulling that, you're all going to get a whole load of grinding sounds, and you might regret me just turning my worm sounds back on, so I'm very sorry if so. Oh, and they're going, and they're going. So... oh, it's going the other way this time. Look at them all. Oh my goodness. Scooter, you were so busy slapping me. Look at that, you're slacking. God, it's properly bouncing about though, isn't it? Much better. So some of them are pushing, some of them are pulling. All of them are battling against their own stamina and the timing on other people getting a grip on it first, which is why it bounces back and forth. Unfortunately for you guys, you just get loads and loads of grinding sounds. I'm going to temporarily just turn those down a little bit. Have violated the law. Somebody touched the muffin. See, this is about the halfway mark, and at the moment, actually, they haven't got it more than a few paces over one side or the other. But all it's gonna... oh. Are they... is this side starting to get the advantage? These guys were off to such a good start. But look, they're getting it back. Getting it back. I don't know who came up with tug-of-war with the muffin, but it's always fun to watch. What's Chewiest just got? Oh, somebody's just read Chewiest's. No. Wonderful. Was that you, Myra? Myra's on fire raring stuff this time. JD says don't pull it to the side. You see, well, but you see, there are tricksy bits there. So the furthest it will go, so a push move moves it a set amount, and it's true if you... oh, they're so close. It's true if you push it at an angle, it doesn't go as far as if you push it straight. But if everybody else is lining up their cursor, like their mouse, with it in a straight line, and somebody pushes it off center, you can throw off a bunch of other people's push and pulls that they're then trying to line up. So, you know, it can be a good tactic. Oh, that's so close. So close. Oh, was it over then? It was so close. It's been on the line a couple of times now. Did he call it? Yeah. So I think it crossed the line. Who's won? So the south side team, we're going by compass. We're going by compass. Compass coordinates. South side team won that one. So that was Jinga, Nook, Scooter, and Kuja. Congratulations. You reckon you being a wolf trying to stand on it was disruptive? I don't know. Your feet are no bigger than anybody else's, Scooter. So that's the fourth here at the Friendalong. Oh, fourth boat. Yeah, but Myra reared Tantail's prize wagon on like day one. So she's reared at least another vehicle. Have you done... Is it just 2 vehicles, Myra, or have you done another? So I think there's now going to be another team doing another... or is there? Oh, no, wait. Virus says 1 minute. He's going to record the tickets and then to the prize hall. Oh, maybe they are doing just the one team then. I thought they were maybe doing a second team after this one.
Son of a troll.
Just double check. I don't want to go scuttling off if there is going to be another one. So Virus is just noting the tickets. Yep, looks like we are off to the prize hall. So how did I get in here? This way. This way, this way, this way. Also, I owed Scooter a slap. And of course now he's right behind me, so he's going to get his own back. So this was the tree, I think. And he got me. This was the tree, I think, that Summer was saying she finally found the key under after we clocked that it was acorns. So the wagon and the gnar this year. Okay. So she's reared 2 vehicles this year. That's good going. So we're going to go to the prize hall and those guys are going to get their prizes. They've got tickets noted. All of the tickets that you get for games at the Friendalong, they all go into a pool to increase your chances of winning a set of Drakehide armor. So the set is made for the winner. So it isn't made currently. What they've got is they've got a whole load of Drakehide and they've got some very skilled leather workers. And when right at the end of the event, all of those tickets go in for the drawing and somebody wins the set of Drakehide armor, they then get to choose the colour and it will be made and imped up and enchanted for them at the tail end of the event. And that's what the diving for Drake tickets are for, but also participating in any of these games gets you an extra ticket in the prize pool, but also in the Drakehide prize pool. But most of them will also earn you some prizes or a roll at some prizes from the prize sheets. So Virus has just shared this, and for anybody who isn't at the Impalong, if you want to see what's in the prize pool, I think the sheet probably includes both the ones that have been won and the ones that are still up for roll-in. So if you're interested, you can go and see there. Go and see what's happening over there. So we'll see what these guys get rolled for their prizes. And then this is as far as I looked in terms of games that were scheduled, but I might go and have a quick peek at the event schedule and just see what is still to come. Scooter, I'm going to open that live on stream. I hope it's not rude. What the frig do you pick as a category? I mean, so Scooter is mostly an epic player, which means that whatever they get is going to be something that they have to keep over here. I mean, I don't know, Scooter. The trouble is, if you pick a vehicle, you've then got to get that vehicle back somewhere. So maybe you should pick something that you can carry. Some shiny deco. You could get a PMK item or a nice tent, maybe. Yeah, there's skins, but again, so because Scooter mostly plays on Epic, whatever they pick, is going to be stuff that they can't take to Epic with them. So looks like Scooter won something earlier as well. So they're just talking about Looks like Scooter's still got a prize to pick up from an earlier one, but they're going to sort it out later. So the 4 people who are on the winning team are going to get to pick prizes from the prize pool. I'm going to, while they're just doing that, have a quick look and see what events are coming up for anybody who is here or wants to be here. Also, I mean, if you want to come to the Friendalong event, if you can come by boat, I would recommend it, because then you can go diving for drake. But if you don't have access to a boat, or you just can't really afford the time, there are summons available. So if you want to come, you just need to portal across to the Pristine Start Town Blossom and try asking in Freedom, or PMing one of the people that you can see is here and asking if anybody can summon you, or if you know a friendly summoner in the area, ask them. So Eshri, my priest, and Raspberry, Ruffles priest, and several others have been summoning people to the event across the week so far. So you can also just get ported across by a friendly person. If you want to just come and check it out for a little bit, you will need to be able to get yourself back to the start town at the end of that, though. So if you don't have a portal ping priest, you might need to be prepared to either try and head back on foot. So Jinga's just won a Sparta Kingdom banner. You might need to either be prepared to head back on foot, or to try and find a nice person who has a portal ping priest to ping you back to a portal, or to hop in somebody's boat to get you back towards the start town. People are usually quite good at trying to help people get home towards the end of the event, but obviously if you want to leave earlier, then it might be a little bit trickier, and you might just want to think about how you get back as well. But people are very, very helpful, and will do what they can to try and help people get to and from events like this. So we know what Jinga got. Scooter, Scooter, have you not picked yet, or is it going to wait and see what the answer to the skin one was? So Nook's about to pick, or Scooter. Nook's asking about how many vehicles are left. Oh, but apparently that's not an option. Tell you what, let's have a look at the sheet, which I have just posted for you guys, but I haven't looked at it recently to see what's there. So they're still pulling from decorations, defensive, offensive. It does look like there's some vehicles left, but I don't know. Yeah, there are a few vehicles left. Scooter's going for decor 1. And so is Nook. So we'll see what they get. So that's got stuff like the PMK banners and flags and things like that in it. And what I said I was going to do was I was just going to go and look at the upcoming events listings. So for anybody who is in local or is heading their way over or considering coming, I can tell you what's going to be coming up soon in events still running. So it looks like in a couple of hours, they're doing musical chairs. In 3 hours, there's going to be another round of lawn darts for people who want to throw themselves off the tower. You don't get prizes from the prize pool for lawn darts. You only get tickets for the Drake hide set. Worth knowing. Most of the others, though, you do get prizes as well as tickets. And we've just done Muffin Mayhem, so that's it. So there's 2 more things lined up, but they may also they do some ad hoc games, like, for example, Fish Slaps isn't scheduled. So it might be that they decide to do some more Fish Slaps if they've got a little bit of time before the next one. And that's always fun, and you get prizes for Fish Slaps as well. And they do things like, you know, where one of the hosts will go hide, that kind of stuff. I'm hearing fighting. I'm just going to go and peer in the arena on Eshri just to make sure that that's somebody fighting a crocodile in local and not a GM having just spawned stuff in the arena. So Nook 1, an Exodus Legion tent. Nice, nice. That is a nice tent. No, there is nothing happening in the arena. I think somebody's just found a crocodile in local. Champ Croc. Okay. Champ Croc came to help you imp a ship. Scooter, what did you get? Did I miss yours? So Scooter, so Scooter won a Spartan Empire flag. Nook won the Exodus Legion tent. Have they already taken it down? The Exodus Legion tent, I think, was the really pretty one over here that I was admiring earlier. And then the last one, Kuja, is also rolling on decor. So I think all 4 of them rolled on decor in the end. And he's won a Hots Kingdom flag. So there you go. So we've seen lawn darts, we've taken part in a horse race, we've seen some muffin mayhem, we've done some puzzle solving for those treasure chests and found at least one key that we were struggling to find. Well done, Shenji, and good brains for pooling together ideas for that. So I assume, unless anybody knows different, that there is just one clue left to find now, the iron on iron. We did come up with some ideas for that one earlier, of places that it might be, but I don't think it has yet been found. So, yeah, look, acorny, clever. So that one we know has been found because that one was found while we were on stream. I don't think this one has been found yet, unless anybody knows otherwise. So there's just one clue, one treasure hunt item riddle left to solve. There may also be some arena shenanigans later, so there could be other things happening. And of course, there is the main event, Imping and Enchanting, that is going to continue happening pretty much through the night, all through tomorrow. And this event is on until the 24th. And on the last day is when they do things like the drawing for the Drake hide set. So yeah, come along if you want to. For anybody who wasn't here at the beginning and isn't sure where we are on Pristine. And the Friendalong deed is just down here, around sort of T16-ish. But if you need to, you can portal to the Startown Blossom and ask and see if somebody can ping you over with a summon. So I've been going for about 3 hours on a Tuesday night as well. So I am going to wrap it up here. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. Thank you for the follows, those of you that have followed. Hope that many or all of you will come and get a chance to experience some of this, because I really love community events. I think they're super. It's I really just like the vibe, but also there's loads of fun stuff that happens at them. They are great. So I'm going to leave it there. I am going to be back streaming in my usual slot, doing some worm streaming on Saturday. Don't yet know what I'm doing, but if any of you want to get notifications direct, you can of course follow on Twitch, but Twitch is sometimes kind of laggy in telling you when a stream started. So if you would prefer to, you can also get notifications by joining the Coterie Discord. Let's post it in the right place on the stream and not in local. So if you want to, you can just go and join the Coterie Discord. You can engage in the chat there if you want, but also you can just mute the chat if you like, but just set notifications to all on the stream notifications channel specifically, because I post there when I'm going live. So I should be back in Worm on Saturday. I may be back in Worm on Friday with Calvert, depending on his schedule and how he's doing. But I will post when I know for sure. And I might be doing some Skyrim streaming on Thursday and or Sunday, depending on how I feel, because I'm on annual leave. Yes. So thanks for the company, guys. I will catch you around, maybe catch some of you at the Friendalong over the next few days. I'm going to go and rest my voice now because I can hear it going. For my cooldown, this is actually not a market on Pristine, because I've done both of the Pristine markets quite recently. But this is actually a market over on Xanadu. This is Malena or Catspur's market, where you can buy some very, very nice horses if the horse race got you getting all quivery earlier and you fancy going and getting yourself some nice steeds. That's a nice place to go, and it's not one that I've actually had in my market cooldowns yet, so another place to visit if you're somebody who likes in-game markets. Take care, everybody. Have a good event and a good evening, and I will catch you all around.